think those are all announcements. Taylor, did anything that I missed? I'm looking at the calendar. I think we're good.
I think that, yeah.
Awesome. Well, okay. So the other piece here is we have so many wonderful new faces, new to me, right? And some of you have been we've been on games with you before in other channels, right? Some of you have been on this channel before in other games, but let's do like a quick introduction. I would love for us to go around and kind of introduce yourself. If you have socials, plug them, right? Talk about where you are, what projects you're involved in, and then maybe we'll do just mention the name of your character, and then later on we'll introduce them with what they look like and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna pick on Mary. Why don't you get us started on the intros?
Sure. Hi, I'm Mary Kate Mead. You can find me on socials at Nerd on Wheels 15, where I chat about disability, TTRPGs, and everything in between. You can also find me on Roleplays, where we do the Big Gay Dice game.
Yes.
We're working on a masks campaign coming up. And you can also catch me on Chaotic Wonderful, where we've got a bunch of really cool programs going on. We've got a really fun Shadowrun game pre-recorded. It's really, really cool. Definitely check that out. And I am playing Nineveh.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, we'll get to meet Nineveh in a little bit. Maybe Ashton, why don't you take next?
What is going on, Power Bottoms? Welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play. I have IBS, and that's okay. Hi, I'm Ashton. You can follow me on Twitter at popsicle_Mike, where I tweet about my IBS or anything else that's wrong with my body. Or if you want to follow one of my podcasts on Twitter, it's at FKF Tweets. It's a podcast I wrote. It's called Friday Night Fights, Knighted with a K, so it's Friday Night Fights. It's a modern Arthurian legend where King Arthur is a dumb jock himbo. So you can go, check it out. Oh gosh, check it out wherever you get your podcast. But if you don't like audio dramas, you can check out my other podcast at Cars Conspiracy on Twitter. That is Written in the Cars, which is a show where me and a bunch of guests just scream about Pixar's Cars and try to figure out how cars have sex and reproduce. And this
is a deep fan theory. I love it.
There's a conspiracy board. It's
right. Yeah, it's right behind my green screen. I will not pull it down, but it's large.
So wonderful. Paul, why don't you go next?
Hi, you can find me at PaulMartin6 on Twitter. What I've got going on right now, I believe the Chaotic Wonderful Shadowrun game that got mentioned that is pre-recorded is run by myself. So if you want some more of this voice and this face, you can go over there and get some of that. There's spills, thrills, and all sorts of other things there. Ask Taylor; she'll let you know. You can also find me on Weave the Tale all of a sudden this season as of Monday when I got roped into her D&D 5th edition game. You can clearly find me here. I have some other projects that I will possibly be announcing in the future, but not today. And then you can also find me on, speaking of podcast, Response Team Omnicron, which is a Lancer actual play podcast where right now we're running No Room for a Wallflower. And if you like some awesome Lancer combats and some awesome Lancer stuff, we do some cinematic combat. We do run it. That is our claim to fame. All those dice are rolled, son. Yeah. I will fight you in the streets about that. But it has some great RP with some great people doing great fun stuff. And that's where you can find me on the internets. Yeah.
That's awesome. And what's your character name?
I'm playing Neville, goes by Nev, most people who know him.
Yeah. And Lonnie, why don't you take next?
All right. Hi, guys. I am Looney Shaws, or Lonnie. I don't have as many things going on as everybody else. I'm still kind of new to the streaming world, but I am really excited to be here. It's my first stream on High Shelf Collective. Also, every once in a while, I'm on Lost Caravan, which is where I started. So Lost Caravan RPG. I think I'm in something on Friday or next Friday, but I think our DM is about to get surgery, so hoping for a speedy recovery, but just gonna keep my fingers crossed for that. And then I'm also gonna be in a stream with David and Taylor and Casa again in November 11th. So that's really exciting. We get to get the gang back together. So
yeah, we get to find out the lore on all those triangles.
The triangles, they're gonna keep me up at night.
Yeah, Taylor is running that game. Casa, why don't you go next?
I gotta figure out the lore to the triangles.
There has to be something. I'm Casa. Wilding underscore on Twitter. I'm usually on Lost Caravan. I've got a Locust game tomorrow, and it's kind of creepy for mature audiences only, so, traumatic. There's also Lancer that's on Halloween on Lost Caravan, and then also Other Doc Jim is doing like a Don't Rest Your Head, which is also very like dark and mysterious, and I'm gonna be guest appearing in that, so it's really exciting. But I'm here now, and I'm really excited to play. My character is called Mei Hua. Mei.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, and Taylor, I completely forgot to invite you to do this. You're running the tentacles for us tonight, so thank you for doing that. And folks who don't know, Taylor is in charge of all the visuals that you see today in terms of layouts and the music and everything like that. So thank you so much, Taylor, for running. And where can people find you?
Yeah, here, but also at _potato_ on the internet. Like I said, there's Shadowrun happening on Chaotic Wonderful right now, where you can see me basically dressed like this, but as a troll. Punch people. And on Fridays in the earlier daytime at 3:30 on Weave the Tale, we have Sleep Away, which is very fun, very spooky. A character just died last episode, so everyone go catch it. It is very fun. It's a GM-less game by J Dragon, Possum Creek Games, and it's just, if you loved Wander Home but wanted it to be sadder and spookier, here it is. Nice. Sleep Away. But that's kind of it right now until PAX. I'm kind of just like, I mean, David listed all the crazy things happening here, but that is kind of it. Trying to relax going into PAX and then hit the ground running again. So
yeah, with December is gonna be busy for us. So like November's our little bit of a break month.
Yeah, I'm not doing shit except Lost Caravan. They love it.
Oh my god, that's right. All right, so let's get into the world of Cyberpunk. As people have probably figured out by now, if you haven't played the game, maybe you've seen the anime, maybe you've been hearing about it. Cyberpunk is an imagined dark future based on our economy having run amok with even more income inequality, even more corruption, even more gang activity than what we see today. Organized crime, other crime elements, just things are bad, getting worse. And the way that we as people have fought back is by augmenting our approach to the world. Sometimes that's through physical augmentation because we've taken on cybernetics. Maybe that's through like the way that we have kind of disconnected ourselves from the beaver life, right? Like Leave It to Beaver. We've disconnected from the normal modes of living, and here we are. We're in this building called Ascension, which is a mega building in Night City. And if I haven't shown it to you all yet, in Roll20, I'm going to share this to players. This is a facsimile of what it could look like. A rather large structure with a lot of advertisements on the outside. And it's got some, big cement plating on some sides to protect it from weather, of course, but also just, this is a violent world. Okay. Architecture in this world has to be tough because some people have augmented themselves so much that they are more machine than human. And they could literally run through what we would consider a sturdy wall, just run right through it. And so buildings that are built here just are tougher and just bigger. And they just have to be because of what is around. And a lot of you, this group, you all have lived in this building, or you've recently gained citizenship's the wrong word. I would call it like tenancy, right? Like you're a oh gosh, another word for this, but you're a part of the building. You're part of the community. This kind of vertical city, this mega building has 100,000 or more people living in it, working, nightlife, education. All of it is wrapped up in this one massive structure. It takes up a few city blocks. It's just a gargantuan structure. Some of your backstories were rather posh. You had great aspirations. Your families were corpos. Some of your families were edge runners, or they're nomads, or they were like in the gang life or what have you. There's a kind of an all striation, and something brought your families to this building. Night City itself is having kind of a renaissance now. During the time of the Red, during 2045, there's people returning to the city. There's overcrowded suburbs. There's new business and things like that coming in. And so you've all made your way with your families here. And then something happens, as it does with every major character, as we even saw in the anime. Like, we have this kid and he's got a mom that loves him, and then she dies and he's left alone to handle all these things. Tragedy has befallen all of your families, and here you are living in Ascension. You are tenants. You are allowed to be in the building. You have a little chip, little RFID chip, lets you get into the elevator, lets you wander the halls, lets you get outside of just the street market, right? You're a member of the community, but all of you have fallen under hard times, and none of you have a normal place to rent. You no longer have a house or an apartment here. You have all become unhoused, and in a situation like this, it would have been pretty easy to end up back on the streets of Night City, but something held you here. Maybe fear of the streets, because Night City is even worse, or maybe because you knew somebody in the unhoused community here in Ascension. But either way, you've all filtered yourselves to this one community on floor 13, which is a maintenance void. And what that means for folks who aren't like architecture nerds, the maintenance void is that floor between floors where nobody can really live, because that's where the air handler is, the boiler, the water processing, the data network stuff is all in this one floor or set of floors where people don't live, but there's maintenance stuff that happens here. And your whole community all lives in this space. You have it's tough. All right. Like, there's no door. So there's like just a little bit of a lack of security. Being a part of this community, though, you have kind of each other to hold on to and to keep each other safe. But the first thing I want to do kind of as a group is I'd love to come up with the name for our community. As you all are members of it, maybe some of you even have like minor leadership roles to play. There are certainly other people here who have been here longer. There are people who are brand new that showed up yesterday, kind of thing. So your entry point, you can have been here for as long or as little time as you like. But I'd like for us, just as a group real quick, to come up with our community's name as it ekes out a living in this like no man's land of a building, of a space, just as a quick exercise. Anybody have ideas? Just spit them out. We'll go through it.
I mean, like, the quick immediately jumps to your head is like gutter rats. Mix in our gutter punk, our street rats.
Yeah.
We could just embrace it.
Rugrats 2.
Rugrats is cute.
I like Rugrats. This is a fun show.
Edge squatters, says Kelly in chat.
Edge squatters.
Edge squatters. That's good. That's good.
Oh. Edge squatters is fun.
Yep.
All right. I'm down for that. Are we all down for being the community collectively calls itself the Edge Squatters?
I feel like it was like a insult, you know, that other people use, and then we're like, no,
Oh yeah,
we're the Edge Squatters.
we are lemonade mouth. I get it.
Yeah, and it's like there wasn't really respect for the community until like one of the old salts just like beat somebody with a cane. It's like, oh, and he's like, that's Edge Squatter for you, and it's like, oh, okay, something like that. Is that kind of how we got our validity?
Yeah.
Reclamation of the name sounds very appropriate for up and coming things.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, good. So the Edge Squatters are. It's an amorphously sized group. As you can imagine, some people leave, right? They graduate out, right? They get some sort of some sort of shot and they go and take it. And then there's more people coming in. So there is a bit of a transitory nature to the place. but you've got the people that you know are never going to leave, right? You've got old Rez. Maybe Rez is the one that beat somebody up. You've got 512, right? And you've got Tin Can. And Tin Can is tough, right? She's a former solo. She's retired now, and she runs the hydroponics here in the walls, and it's a legit setup. She's scavenged piping and troughs and soil, and germinates like little vegetables and stuff. And Tin Can, she's serious about her hydro. You guys siphon a little bit of water from the building, right? This maintenance void is really nice because you have access to lots of amenities, but you have to take a little, right, to make it all kind of work. And there's a tenuous agreement with maintenance. Your primary contact with the maintenance is a young man by the name of Nailhead. Nailhead is about 17, but he's a full-time employee of Ascension, has an apartment, and is, for all intents and purposes, your main contact into the building. If you guys need something, Nailhead can probably get it for you or tell you where to go. And then every so often, Nailhead will come down. And a building like this, it's a vertical city, right? Whenever there's a disaster or there's a problem, it's up to the building to solve it. MaxTac doesn't come in here. The building has its own security. Maintenance. All of you are deputized as maintenance crew. Now, you don't normally do maintenance, so you don't really draw income from this. But every so often there's an emergency, Nailhead comes down and says, all right, I need 20 people to help me clean a floor or clean a sector or something like that. Like flip a section of the building, like tear down all the walls, and we're going to bring in construction to rebuild a new area, right? Just sometimes he needs extra hands. And so all of you are technically deputized as maintenance. Now, again, when there's no emergency, that doesn't really matter much. But a little secret about vertical cities, nobody fucked with maintenance, right? Because if maintenance doesn't like you, well, nobody takes your trash. And then what do you do? Nobody makes sure your air conditioning still works. Nobody makes sure that your water's still hot, right? All maintenance has to do to ruin your life is not show up. Whereas all these other groups have to show up to hurt you, right? Security has to be there. The fire team has to be there. All these other teams have to be there to cause you suffering. Nobody messes with maintenance, because if maintenance is upset, you just don't get help. And then it's not too long before you're in a really bad situation. You got to leave. So it's kind of a funky situation you all have. You all have this option of putting on the maintenance armband, right? And saying, hey, I'm maintenance, I'm deputy maintenance, right? And that'll get you a little bit of a pass. Nobody's going to let you walk over them, but if you put on the armband, probably nobody's going to mess with you for a minute, right? Unless you're walking into some place that even maintenance shouldn't go to unless they're invited, kind of deal. So you all have this kind of extra responsibility, but every so often you're able to use that to walk amongst the market without getting hassled or anything like that, because of just the role that maintenance plays in a big vertical city like this. Okay. That was a lot of intro, and I'm sorry for all that, just setting the stage for everybody. We are, of course, in the kind of space of the edge squatters, and we have this kind of, let me see if I can't share with you all the space itself. Did I do a thing? Was I good? I was not good. Okay. I will show you all the kind of squatter zone where you were hauled up in a little while. But either way, you're all here in this space, and just to start us off, we're gonna do. You're all waking up, and you're all in your community, and just to pick on, is it Nesro? Yeah, Nesro. You have your friend Ava? Is that right? Is Ava the NPC name? Sorry, for Mary. Yeah, Ava is your childhood friend. Is that right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep, Ava.
So awesome. I'm gonna say that Ava has like come down to wake you up, and she like brought coffee, right? So she knows how to get into this space, and like the community has seen her, and she brings you coffee, and she goes, she says, "Morning, doll. How are you doing?" And she like hands you like a hot mug of coffee with the lid and all that good stuff, just the way you like it.
That literally, you just made my morning. Oh my gosh. I'm as good as I can be. We got a couple shipments coming in today. Should be okay today.
Good.
You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm really good. I was thinking about going down to the market a little bit later on today. And you see the rest of the community is kind of rousing, right? And she says, you know, I think I think there's this shop down there where they like remake clothes, and I want to go down there and see if they've got let's say they've got something that's like in my color down there, and it'd be nice if you joined me for that.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay, great. Now, as everybody's getting up, you all have this kind of like classic gutter punk problem, and you see Ava there with Nesro, and the rest of your community is around. The problem that you all have that needs to be solved is that you are all hungry. There is a hydroponics thing, yes, but it's not enough food to feed everybody all the time, and it needs its own resources to get going. So we have this kind of initial challenge of just getting you all fed for the day. There's a lot of options to figure out how you're all going to do it. We have a couple of NPCs placed around that you all know and can talk to. And then, of course, if there's anything that you need to exist in the building or you want to ask questions about, let me know. But our kind of initial challenge is that there's not food for everybody and everybody needs to eat. So how do you all want to solve that? Just to get us going, just to get us started.
Oh, I mean, I have little sticky fingers. I look for some sticky buns with my sticky fingers, you know?
I do need to find salad for, not for me. Personally, I don't eat salad.
Okay, hold on. Let's talk about this sea turtle. Just real super quick. Paris.
Yes.
Maintenance void. All right, you have there is equipment here. There are like water. Does your sea turtle live in like a water tank?
Yes. Yes.
Is that how we're keeping our sea turtle alive?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's like it's a little wagon that has been like repurposed so I can take it for walks. Just around the room.
Oh my god, that's awesome! So you have like this maintenance cart, this like big sturdy metal maintenance cart, and like in it is this like some sort of maybe cylinder like water tank that's big enough for your sea turtle, kind of thing. Yes. And it holds this big bath of salt water.
Yep. I'm gonna wake up, give him a little kiss on the forehead.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Maybe that's the mission. Is let's feed the sea turtle. What's our sea turtle's name again?
If I didn't name him, I'm naming him Keanu. But
okay. Little Keanu is like sitting there. Like let's say that Keanu has like a kind of a lame flipper, right? Like that's maybe the reason why you really can't release it. You know, like it's your forever pet at this point. It's going to live to be 120, and you've got to make it the next like 40 years if you can.
Yes, absolutely.
So Keanu needs a bit of fish and some salad.
He's a healthy boy.
Maybe there's like a one of the food stands or something is like close to like a drainage grate. I can portion my weight and pull stuff out of the cart, little hand, and I make sure to grab lettuce every time. I'm like,
I love it. Yeah. Yeah. So do you want to do a caper? Do you want to do like a cat burglar caper contortionist thing to try and get some like lettuce for our turtle?
lettuce is priority, and then if there's like some dumplings for me or something, sure. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's start it off with probably my character getting put into some sort of jail for shoplifting.
Do you bring anybody with you on this caper to?
I mean, probably Paris.
Yeah.
I think it would like knock on the door and just be like our Monday morning routine. Like, you ready to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's great. So it's like a daily routine. You guys both like Paris and Raina are just like, well, time to go thieve some lettuce and dumplings.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like it's like the garnish lettuce, so they don't super miss it.
Yeah, they won't notice.
They all
It's like
notice.
that Pizza Hut kale, right? Like,
It is at the Pizza Hut. Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
All right, great. No, I love this. So, so the two of you go off, and you bring Keanu with you, kind of towards the point, as far as you can, until you're at the ductwork, right? Because then you've got to, follow the ductwork down to the market, and then get into that space where you can pop the grate and all that kind of stuff. And Keanu waits for you, bloop, bloop, right, while you're doing the thing. And Keanu knows, like, oh, at the end of this, I get food. So, like, Keanu wakes up and is all excited.
This is the best walk of the day.
Yeah. The food walk is great. All right. So everybody's sitting around. You see Paris and Raina do their like morning ritual of walking the turtle. And the rest of you, the other four of you, are still sitting here with rumbling tummies. I have my dad. You can tell.
Tums.
Who else wants to take a stab at how you're going to go and get yourself fed for the day?
I would probably would have gone out to like one of the spaces that she usually tags, and if she sees people around, she would try to like, as she's tagging, be like, hey, if you guys want me to draw anything, you could give me some food, and then like use her charismatic impact to like get some fans to give her some food.
I love it. Yeah. So you go to one of your haunts. Is this like a place where you are normally around? Like people know that they can spot you here and like get a commission, or just like get a selfie with you, and then like everybody kind of gets the gig that like they got to give you an Eddie or a can of soup or something like that. Is that kind of the deal?
Yeah.
All right.
Like it's like an unfinished wall, so then there's just like little pieces everywhere.
Beautiful. Awesome. Here I have just the thing to show. There is in Ascension, there is let me show this to all the players. Yeah. So there's this bulk trash area, and in the picture I show, there's like a street, but let's imagine this is really a hallway with like shuttered buildings, shuttered shops and stuff like that. And on the left-hand side, there's these like tilted trash chutes, right? And these are awesome to tag because one, the really big ones for this like bulk trash, they have to pay to open them, and you're charged. You swipe your little ID, your little chip, and it charges you for every second the thing is open, right? So it's like, oh, you're gonna throw away something big, you gotta want it for one, and two, you gotta get in there quick because you're being charged while it's open, right? And the thinking is probably like the longer it's open, the more stuff you're throwing in there, right? So the more that they're gonna have to deal with down in the basement of this building. And so these are almost never opened, right? And they're almost never really messed with. So it's a great spot for you to tag. And so you head that way. Do you bring anybody with you
Yeah.
when you go about this?
I don't know. I think May's a little bit of a loner, so she's just kind of, trying to sneak out.
Yeah, literally starving artist, getting her comeuppance, to like earning her keep out here on the street with her tagging and her commissions. I love it. All right, so you all see as is Eckerbet, is that your street? Is that your handle? Is that how people know you? Is Eckerbet?
No,
Oh, my apologies.
I just didn't change
Oh,
it.
my
I don't
apologies.
think,
Whoop.
but it
Okay.
should be changed
Wait,
now.
what should it be again?
Mei Hua. It should be. I changed it like.
Yeah, I see it in. Okay, I see it now
I don't know
in Roll20. I just didn't change it in Legend Keeper. So let me get that right.
Okay.
Got it. All right. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Got you sorted.
Mei Hua is not actually her name. It's a tag. It's like a. What's it called?
Yeah.
What's the word? Oh, I've forgotten it.
Just a handle.
Nickname.
Yeah.
Another word for
Handle,
nickname.
street
Yeah.
name.
Handle.
Yeah. It's her.
Yeah.
It's her.
The word
Like.
was just escaping me.
Yeah. Excellent. So yeah, you all watch as Mei Hua moves on to do her thing. Also, probably a daily ritual or near daily ritual.
I have a territory question.
Yeah.
Because what is the level of established influence that the group I am part of actually has in the building area?
Yeah, so I'm going to say that the Voodoo Boys or Voodoo, they are moving into this building.
Cool.
So there's probably 2 apartments that they have set up shop in. The kind of legacy Voodoo Boys are rather well established. So it might be there's a little bit of a low key vibe right now, but yeah. They would have at least like one compartment of the building that they would feel pretty safe in.
Sure. Then I'm gonna get with Skit, because Skit has doctoring skills, and that's a great thing to sell for getting everybody food. Is if people need to get patched up, she can charge. And I'll use it as an excuse to also walk territory and establish a larger perimeter for us to start expanding. So basically, shake down, possibly intimidate and shake down people, while also making sure Skit doesn't get fucked with while she's out trying to patch people up if she's down with that.
Yeah, I feel like we'd probably already have like I was actually thinking that maybe we were able to know somebody who would like refer. I was almost thinking like maybe Tin Can or something. We'd go to her every morning, kind of just like, hey, heard of any accidents in the building this after last night? Can we go help fix up this person? Like get some names of people that might need help, go knocking on their door.
Yeah, so your media and your fixer would both know rumors of things that happened in different parts of the building. So maybe Nesro, maybe this is a good opportunity for you. Like you've got kind of a pulse on the building, not just within this community, but like people throughout the building. You would have kind of a good sense of what all's been going on, and where maybe Skit's skills could be utilized. So to do that, I would do like either local expert or maybe reach, which is a fixer specific thing. But maybe local expert.
Gotcha.
If you're down for that, Mary.
I think I forgot to change. Yeah, I think I forgot to change my name in the Legend Keeper, but I changed it to Nineveh. I just realized that. I totally forgot to change it.
No worries. I'll change it right now.
No
All
worries.
good.
But yeah, I can definitely.
Nineveh. Excellent. Yeah, so go ahead and it's in the skill list. I think you just have to like click on it and then it'll roll it in the thing. Oh,
And
yeah.
what
So
spell, sorry?
under, I believe it's. Oh, there it is. Local expert. You got it. You found it.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So a 13 is
13.
solid. So look, this is a vertical city. All right. There's 100,000 something people who live here. It's, more than 100 stories tall. It's a huge building. There's always stuff going on. And Nineveh, that the fire brigade had a big fire last night over in like sector 2 of the building, and they are probably taken care of, but the citizens of sector 2, probably a lot of them are maybe still burned or not really addressed yet, because healthcare in Night City and Ascension ain't great. So either you have a job that gives you healthcare, or it's just too expensive for your typical person. So you would know that sector 2, which is down on the kind of like floor 6 and 7, that area would likely have some people that need help. And you'd be expecting like burn victim type scenario for you to bump into.
Gotcha. But yeah, I'll go up to it and say, hey, look, Sector 2 got hit. Probably a bunch of burn victims. If you guys are going, I mean, usually people in the trouble need some favors, and it's always good to get allies. Mind if I join?
Yeah, of course. The more hands, and also hopefully we can get enough money for all of us to get some food.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So you all divert. You all split up and go into your separate ways. I want to pick on. Let's do Meiwa first. You head to your spot. All right. You head over to your trash compactors, or your like trash chutes. And when you walk up, you kind of like check it real quick, and you see there's a Ascension like security guard. And one of the people on the maintenance crew is kind of like begrudgingly scrubbing off like the last like doodle that you put on, not like full mural, but like the last like smaller element that you tagged. You see him like it doesn't look like he's happy, but he's sitting there like scrubbing it, and the security guard is standing there, kind of just like making sure that nobody messes with the security guard, because your fans are there, and your fans are like taking pictures and like, no man, don't take it down, like leave it, it's good, it's art. And this other woman is like, yeah, my daughter like loves it. Every day we walk by and she looks at this thing. What can you describe maybe what it is that this maintenance guy is about to cover up? This piece of art that they might be removing.
I think first thing that popped into mind was like that quick little doodle of a dragon, like just swirling around, kind of in like greens and
like the
reds
long
and
serpentine style dragon. Awesome.
Mm.
Awesome. Yeah. So there's this tension where the crowd doesn't want it to go down. Security is there. It's just one person. And you got this maintenance guy who's kind of slow rolling it. He hasn't actually started to paint over it, but he's like going to. He's got all the stuff to. How do you want to address this?
I think since I'm alone, I'm not gonna do anything drastic. I'm gonna just smile and kind of walk up to them and say, "Hey,
holy
guys,
shit, you're here!" And they're like, at first, like they're very excited, and then they realize, oh, we got to keep it cool because security's here too.
I'm like,
so you can see everybody's excited.
I saw you guys. Yeah, I saw you guys doing some work. I mean, and then I turn to the security guy and say, "You are doing a fine job, sir. Maybe we can speed this up for you, and I'll grab. I hope there's extra like washing stuff, or I'll just grab his and I'll start scrubbing it off. Like,
All right.
scrubbing
Yeah.
it
You
really quickly.
you kind of, there's this. Will you roll your charismatic impact? That's just like on your. I think it's like on the roll sheet. And I just want to see like 11. Awesome. So there's this like instant kind of acknowledgement. This maintenance guy is like, oh, like he starts to kind of put it all together, like what's going on, like who's this person doing the thing, and he catches the like the attention of the audience, right? The people that have been gathered around. He kind of starts to put it all together of who you are, right? And you just see this, like, you've seen this face so many times where you've gained a new fan, you know, where this person is like, oh, okay. And like he kind of like does the thing with you to like, you know, he's here. And when you are done washing up, he says, well, thanks a ton for the help. And he passes you a couple eddies for helping him out. And the crowd generally seems like pretty taken by how you handled the situation, right? There's a respect that you like helped the maintenance guy out in diffusing the situation that they probably would have gone the other way with it, right, if you had told them to. So there's a bit of respect earned here by your fans that have gathered to defend your piece. And another couple of them like pass you a couple more eddies. So you end up walking away with about 6 before you even paint anything, just out of respect from the crowd. You end up with about 6 eddies, which is plenty for you to grab some food for you and a friend.
Yeah. Before I leave, maybe I could just like kind of usher the security guy, be like, hey, I mean, we're all done here. You know, you can just go on about your busy day. I'm sure you've got plenty to do.
Yep. And he kind of inspects the situation. It's like, yeah, it seems like we're all in a good place. Folks, move along. Come on, nothing else to see here. Job's done. And he leaves. And our maintenance guy, let's give him a name. Let's call him Caleb. And Caleb is standing here in like the dark blue maintenance overalls with the little nameplate and all that kind of stuff. He says, "Are you the one who's been doing all these tags?"
No, of course not. And then I'm like winking.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, thanks so much for the help. I didn't want all the people to like really start a scene for it, so thanks a ton for helping me out.
It's no problem. I mean, if I need more space to draw, then cleaning it up is kind of, you know, something that has to be done anyway. So,
you know,
if you're ever in any like trouble or whatever, you know, just try and find me.
That's great. No, thank you. You know, I hate to ask, but like, you're so talented. We have this break room, and maybe I'll talk to my boss Nailhead about seeing if you could come and like do a thing there. Would that be cool? Would you do that?
For sure. I mean, I don't do charity.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Right. Yeah, I'll talk to Nailhead about it, you know, see if it's in the budget. But that'd be awesome if you could come down. And it's so gray and dark in there. It'd be really nice if there was something interesting to look at.
For sure. Yeah. If you have any ideas as well, let me know. But otherwise, I'll just, you know, run some things by you and I'll get down on that.
Yeah.
Do that.
Cool. No, thank you. I appreciate you. And he leaves you alone. He like gets your handle, get your like contact info or whatever, so that like he can follow up whenever he talks to Nailhead apparently. But he leaves you alone after that.
And I skip to get some food.
Yep. Awesome. So yeah, you head down to the market where there's like, you know, like all kinds of vendors selling all kinds of delicious food. And let's jump to the market where we've got our 2 cat burglars. You all have left Keanu in his tank, you know, he's like bloop, bloop, hanging out, and you've both like started making your way through these air ducts. And the air ducts are giant, when they're near the equipment, they're huge, right? And you've got this air like whooshing past you. And there's some ducts, you've mapped some stuff out by now. There's some ducts you cannot go down because then there's like, I don't know, fans and stuff you got to avoid. But you make your way down and down and down to the market. The market is street level. So the first 2 levels of this building are market. And this is where all of like anybody in Night City can go to the first 2 levels. And this is your prime like cat burglary. Maybe to get us started, you have to kind of pick where to be, right? There's ducts and there's all these like vents and all these kinds of things, but stalls can shift a little bit, or maybe like somebody gets wise and like screws down a grate, so it takes a while for it to get loose again. Maybe give me a perception check as you're both trying to figure out where to go to do your heist.
Yep, should have kept my character sheet open. Don't know why I got rid of it. It wasn't smart of me.
14.
Raina with 14, nice.
14.
You said perception?
Yep, which is an intelligence skill.
The other like that awareness tab.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah, under the awareness tab. That's right.
Yep. I'll get there.
It's the skills. This character sheet is interestingly laid out.
Lots of tabs.
Yeah.
My goodness. Hold on. Why can't I find it? Oh nope. Okay, I got it. Sir, can I roll it? Am I rolling? No, I don't know how to roll. This.
Oh shit. Is it?
Make sure the like edit button is turned off so you can just like click it like the whole perception skill.
Yes, it is off. It will not let me.
Oh, weird.
Oh damn. Here. Here. Hold on. Let me see if I can help.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh my god. All right, cool. So 14, 13, these are solid, like normal rolls. So yeah, you spy that the grate you have been using to get into the like pierogi salad shop has been nailed down, has been resealed, right? Now with a bit of time you'll be able to like pop those nails out, right? And you'll be able to like get access there again. But it's loud, it's in the middle, it's in the morning, so people are up and around, right? Now is not the time to move these nails. So you're able to move further on down. And there's another loose grate near this oh gosh, it's this place that sells like a Thai chicken situation, and they've got this. They have roughage as well. So this is kind of your next spot. Now this is a Hoppin' family establishment. So there's 3 people behind the counter. I'm going to call it a counter. It's really, you kind of spy, you look through a little bit. It is a couple of sawhorses holding up doors, like metal doors that have been arrayed in a U, right? And so this grate that you're popping up is like just underneath their cooking apparatus, and you can see the doors are on their sides, and you can see there's customers, and they've got the little canopy thing over them. As this is an open air market with little stalls kind of littered throughout, and it's busy. But this is the best grate to food distance that you've got, as morning breakfast is coming online, and they're selling their Thai chicken, Thai chicken breakfasts, I guess, is what they're selling right now. You're both there. You've got tons of contortion, so I'm not even going to make you roll contortion for like this part while you're together in this grate, kind of sitting, looking out. The light is streaming through, so you've got that like zebra striping of the bright light of the market coming into this dark space, and the two of you are really close, kind of quietly talking about what your plan is here.
I really wish I had a phone, because this would be a really good picture of you. The light looks great.
You also look great. I wish we could take like a selfie together.
I know. And
Every day I wish Keanu had his own phone and hands.
I don't know if we can give him hands, but we'll get him a phone.
Yeah,
A phone.
he deserves it. He deserves it. Do you need me to go? Do you have an idea, or should I sneak out, maybe do a thing up there, distract?
David, what's the likelihood?
Yeah.
That if this is our daily thing, that like there's some street kid, some like 10-year-old little shithead we've made friends with, and he knows to cause a distraction at exactly 10:02 every morning. You just be like, just wait for him to start playing the trumpet. Okay.
All right. I'm into that. Roll your luck, Taylor.
Oh, I'm not lucky. I don't think I'm lucky. I only have a 4.
Just roll a d10 and hopefully it's under a 4. Oh my god, it's a 4. So yeah, you're like okay. What's our kid's name? What's your like? Because he has to get a cut too. We gotta pay him.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I always steal a pierogi or a dumpling or whatever.
Jeremiah is a great kid.
Yeah.
Jeremiah.
Just
All right.
little Jeremiah.
Okay, now Jeremiah. The thing that's beautiful about Jeremiah is that he's recently surface side. Okay, he has this rep, or like there's a bit of mystery behind Jeremiah, that maybe he used to be like in the ground, like a mole person, you know, because there was the nuke and there was all this calamity, and there would have been people who like stayed low, like literally underground. And so Jeremiah he hasn't yet ditched his old name. So he's still known as Jeremiah, or maybe you all know him to be Jeremiah because you've met him and broken bread with him. But yeah, Jeremiah comes from like murky origins, right? And is rather new to the surface side. But what Jeremiah has is a set of lungs and some pipes that just really, really rock it out. And you hear Jeremiah begin this like throat singing, like harmonizing with himself. And like at first he's over by the old stall to do the thing. And you I'm like rattle.
Banging on a pipe.
and he gets his wind. And begins just grandiose like throat singing his way down the hall, and people are like some people are into it, some people are like, what is this dude messing up my breakfast? And then like the shopkeeper's like, oh my god, and you see the whole family like they're like, no, he's coming here, no, and like the mom, she takes off her sandal and like leaves to tell Jeremiah to go away.
2 dumplings.
And in this moment, you have a window, as she's gonna go and regulate Jeremiah real quick.
I'll just flip open the grate and go to like kind of cheerleader push and just help Paris get up there to just see everything and grab.
Paris, will you give me a contortion check?
Yes.
And I'll give you a +1 on the roll because you've got this like help from your cat burglar in crime, your partner in crime here.
What?
Oh my gosh, a 20 +1. So, oh my gee. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, like Jeremiah's putting up a good distraction. Like, what are you doing, lady? I'm just giving my voice. You know, like he's just trying.
He's the Walmart yodeling kid.
Yes.
And his voice resonates through this market. And you are able to like very deftly with minimal exposure, you know that nobody spied you, as you grab like 2 handfuls of roughage and some Thai chicken for the 2 of you, some Thai breakfast chicken. Maybe it's like a burrito. I don't know what the breakfast situation is, but it's something. As you get food for the 2 of you, and
Jeremiah,
and Jeremiah. That's
and
right.
Jeremiah and Keanu.
You get food for Keanu, food for Jeremiah. Yeah,
really feeding a whole village here.
And you will have learned that Jeremiah hates any tuber, any potatoes, or beets, anything that grows in the ground, Jeremiah is not going to eat. But you've got some meat, you've got some synthetic cheese. He's into it. All right, some fat meat and some synthetic cheese. He's here for it.
It's perfect.
So,
He just splits all meals with Keanu.
yeah.
Keanu gets the stuff in the ground, and Jeremiah gets everything else.
I love it. Okay, good. So that's sorted.
You just hear his panic singing get further and further away, and just a flip flop being like chunked on the ground.
Yeah. Good. Perfect. Yeah. So Jeremiah makes his escape from the flip flop, yeah. Let's go to Sector 2. So go ahead.
So on our way to Sector 2, because I realized we haven't actually described what characters look like yet to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do want to point out that the usual morning odd pairing of Nev and Skit is really awkward to see based upon how they both dress and look. Because they stand out as the awkward pairing that goes off and does this together.
Yeah,
so I will.
Nevin, the three of you are all going together, right?
The three of them are all going together, but I would like to get a description first out because I want the realization of the odd pairing that usually go out together now plus our fixer.
Yes.
So I will let our med tech go first.
Well, I tried my best to wear the most pastelish colors that I had today. And basically my character is exactly that. She, the description of what I rolled for her look was literally youthful and colorful and costume-like. So she is wearing probably like a really bright, like pastel green tank top with like a little strawberry on the front of it that probably has like a little like anime smiley face on it. She's wearing like these really bright, like pastel pink baggy cargo pants that have little patches that also have fruit on them. She's wearing those like white platform sneakers. She has her hair in like space buns. She has her hair is like bright pink. She has like freckles basically like tattooed on her face, like little bright freckles. Just everything that you could potentially have be a bright pastel color is a bright pastel color, except for she's wearing like a tactical belt that has some of the med tech stuff that she's probably like scrounged to use, like a pair of cheap scissors that she found somewhere that she uses for surgery, and she's wearing a purse that is white because it looks like a tooth. It's like one of those cute little purses that, like, if you've ever seen the ones that look like a ramen container or like a hamburger or something like that, this is just one of those ones that just looks like a tooth.
That's so good.
How tall is she too? Because that also adds to the silliness.
She's
there.
Probably on the shorter side. She's probably like 5'2", 5'3".
Oh my god! Can I ask that the strap for the purse looks like dental floss?
It does now.
Why wouldn't it?
I mean, obviously, that's the logical way to make a strap for a thing that looks like a tooth. What else would you expect? Yeah,
perfect. Thank you.
So we have this like pastel vision like in the forefront, and behind her is this like 6'4", 280-pound, like looks like he's in his 30s, but is really in like his early 20s because he spent his entire life in the sun before moving to Night City.
Yeah,
like tiny dreaded haired black dude with a long trench coat, like lit up things, like some religious symbolism if you know voodoo religion, like just kind of trailing like 3 steps behind her. So it is the most odd pairing if you're having out to see two people going up to do something together. Like it makes very little sense.
It's my scary dog privilege. It's how I can walk around comfortably.
Nobody messes with you ever.
Yeah.
They don't even look in your direction if they can help it.
I probably look so muggable.
Yeah.
Like,
and what about Nineveh? Because is Nineveh walking with Skip?
Nineveh's with us this time.
Or are you walking with Neville? Are you in the back or are you in the front?
I'm probably in the back. I probably walk with Neville just because I'm not that bright and cheery. I have like basically it's dark purple, like long, almost like coat dress with like leather pants on. She's got like bright purple hair, but it's kind of muted now. Seems like it was dyed a while ago, but she just hasn't been able to keep up with it. And she's got a scar along like the left side of her face, just kind of goes across an eye. Eye is fine, but there's definitely marks there. She definitely walks slower. She has a hard time normally keeping up if people are running, but and she's got on her pants, it looks like there's like these braces that look like there's some sort of machinery intact that help her get around where she needs to go. But yeah, she kind of stays towards the back so she doesn't have to keep up with people. So she needs to like slink to the side if there's danger and hide. That's kind of what she does, because there's no way she's keeping up in a foot chase.
Gotcha.
But yeah, she's just kind of keeping to the back, watching everything.
Yeah. And so as this trio, as you all like kind of make your way out of the maintenance area, down some floors over to Sector 2 into like floor 6 and 7, as you enter this zone, I want the two people who have Streetwise, I want you to roll Streetwise. Because this area is patrolled loosely by some people, and just so you kind of know the territory that you're going into.
I think everybody has Streetwise.
Gotcha.
I think you don't have to. I think it's required 2, isn't it?
That's street slang, I think.
Oh, is it slang?
Yeah. The language skill is acquired too,
Oh, okay.
But
Sweet. Apparently,
yeah.
All good then. That's what I rolled.
Wow, cool. That's a 21 on that one. That's good.
Streetwise. Sorry.
No, you're
Remembering
fine.
the
I know the character
Under
sheets.
social.
Yeah. It's so
Yes.
weird. Okay, cool. So yeah, looks like you crit failed, which is fine, because you still are crazy highly skilled. And this is one of the things that I like about this game, is because you have so much skill in the thing, even though you crit failed, you still succeeded. Like you're that good that even like when you're on an off day, you're still fine. So Sector 2 is nominally patrolled by the Wikis, which is the kind of enforcement wing for the Lighthouse organized crime unit in the building. And I say nominally, you can see that their markings are, it's been a while since they've kept them up, but they are the only gang markings in this territory. And the Wikis are these dudes that have their kind of signature thing is that they've got these like pruning shears that, as part of their costuming, would put them at like used to trim the wick for a lighthouse, like an old school like torched lighthouse, but really it's used to remove digits. And so people who don't pay their gambling debts or fall on the wrong side of their drug trade or what have you, the first warning is that you lose a finger or a toe. And then there are additional warnings later on until the person goes missing, kind of thing. And so you know that this is their turf, but on first inspection, you're not seeing any representatives of the Lighthouse Gang down here. Doesn't mean that they won't be around, but at least when you first get into this sector, it looks like it's theirs in name only, right? It's probably been like 2.5 weeks since anybody refreshed a tag down here.
Oh, okay.
Kind of thing. So that's the turf that you're walking into. And yeah, it's the note that it was a burn, that it was a fire, is maybe a little light. It looks like a pipe burst, and that there was a sustained burn down here. You can all see, you can smell like burned accelerant, and you can see just on the walls this scorching across the ceiling, across some of the walls, and there's coughing going on, like people have like inhalation problems and all of that kind of stuff. This area has, just on rough sketch, it looks like it's been bombed. With how much damage is in it. And this is kind of a testament to how big the place is, that this whole catastrophe happened in this one sector, none of you all felt that. There weren't alarms that went off in your section of the building. This was isolated to sector 2, and the people here would have had alarms for days, right? They would have known to evacuate and those sorts of things. But in your section of the building, none of that over here. And so, yeah, there's calamity abound. And you can see that people are kind of back in their apartments, nursing their wounds. There's a couple of vendors that are opening up shop, or maybe just assessing damage. Maybe they're not even opening up shop. They're just like, they've rolled up the grates and are kind of looking inside, and taking stock of what's left of their businesses. As you all kind of walk down these halls, this is just to kind of paint the scene of like what initially strikes your characters. Let me know where you'd like to go or what you'd like to do, and we'll get deeper in.
I feel like Skit first would check in on the people that are actively already in the hallway. So if there are any vendors that you said were checking on their businesses, she'd want to see if they needed help, if they knew of anybody that needed help, even if their families, it seems like if they're from around here, they might know like specific people that we could just go knock on their door.
Yeah. You walk up, there's this guy who has looks like a sneaker shop. And you look him over just as a quick check. He looks fine. He looks healthy. He's looking in his store, and you can see that like a bunch of his merchandise has been burned, and he looks pretty upset, but physically he seems fine because he doesn't live down here. Is like your initial read. But you do hear like people in like housing units nearby that are coughing. And it wouldn't be too much to like peek your head in and just see, check in on one of these like local residents.
Okay.
Weird question.
Yeah.
As we kind of go, you said we have no gear, no equipment right now.
Yeah,
right?
you have your clothing, right? You have like maybe some handfuls of things that you've scrounged, but there's not like, any weapon or anything like that would be like improvised. Any like utensil would be improvised. It'd all be poor quality kind of stuff.
Super great. But you said this guy owns a sneaker shop.
Yeah.
Does he's kind of burnt out?
The shop itself is, yeah. You can see, you can clearly see some of his merchandise has been burned.
I'm actually looking at because if the shop is kind of burnt out, in the back of the shop, if we're passing through, does he happen to have anything out like box cutters or anything else like that would be super useful to people like us in this situation?
Yeah. Roll your luck. Let's see what kind of stuff is in that room.
Probably nothing great, because luck is not something I took a lot of.
Good stuff. I love it.
Yep. I have a 3 luck, but I can't just roll it. It looks like.
Oh yeah, I guess just roll a d10.
Nope.
Okay. No,
not rolling. Roll the 10.
Yeah. Great roll. Yeah.
Great roll.
So
not for this.
So you check his shop. He certainly has stuff like that, but it's probably all locked away in cabinetry that you just can't see. It's not just laying out. Yeah.
Legit. Just checking.
Yeah. But tell you what, give me a perception since you're looking around for some stuff. Let's see if like maybe in some of the refuse that has been ejected from this explosion.
20.
Maybe. Okay, cool. So yeah. So while he doesn't have a like box cutter that's like immediately available to you, in this like dejecta of like where this pipe exploded and there's stuff kind of strewn around, you do find like this like shard of metal that if I just wrap a sock on that, like
shank.
Yeah,
shank. Yep.
That's a straight up like a 1d6 weapon. If I just all I got to do is pick that up and make it so that one end of it won't hurt me when I use it. So yeah, you find yourself something.
I will go ahead and just wrap my coat's part of my coat's belt around it and call it a day and get my 1d6 shank.
Sweet. Yeah. So you all see is like Neville is like kind of like digging through some stuff, making himself busy with this like pile of rubble.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, So looking at things, so like we're in an area that there's vendors. Does it look like certain vendors have been targeted? Or is it like the entire, like, is it like a floor? I guess I'm trying to figure out, is this a floor attack because the floor did something bad? Or is it certain people allied with other people that did something? I guess that's what I'm
Yeah,
trying
great
to figure
question. So give me either a perception or investigation as you're kind of looking around for clues as to targets or that kind of thing.
out. Okay. Yeah.
Oh my god, you have so much perception. Oh, and a crit
Yeah.
success. I love that. Okay, 25. All right. So as part of maintenance, you know kind of like where the where the gas lines are. You kind of know how they structure this stuff, right? You've been in this like maintenance void for a while. You kind of know how they organize things, right? And you know just by like scoping the way things are, the residents, like their apartments, weren't hit by this explosion. The shops were. Now there's gas lines going down both walls because people got to cook, right? And so if this was a planned thing, it was planned to hurt the shops, not hurt the residents, because it happened on the shop's side. So you're looking at this burned out sneaker shop. Next to that is going to be maybe like a oh gosh, like probably a travel center, right? Some sort of like services shop next door that's also like completely blown open. So it's not just like burned. It lost part of its wall and was exposed after the blast. And it looks like these two shops got it the worst. And then there's probably like another two shops on either side of them that also got some kind of damage, but not quite as much as these first two. So yeah, if there was somebody targeted, it was either the travel center or the sneaker shop, because those were the two that were there.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to Nev and just say, heard anything about new gang down here?
No, and no know about them. But the Wickmen ain't been around for a moment. Them tags is old.
Shops are targeted.
Hmm.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Somebody ain't paying their dues.
Mm-mm. Good to know. Something we can use, hopefully.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The owner for the travel center has not shown up yet. Only the sneaker shop owner is here.
Okay.
Skit.
Mhm.
I'm going to say that you kind of poked your head in because you were looking for people who are injured, right?
Yeah.
You find there's this apartment you hear like a bit of commotion from, and it looks like this is one of those like living situations where there's maybe like 8 or 10 people sharing a house, sharing an apartment. So like one bed, one bath, small living space. And you can see there's a number of people in there. And as you kind of like give a little bit of a knock, one of them steps forward. And she, let me get to my names real quick. She says, hey, little one, what can I do for you? My name's Ocean.
Is everything okay in there? I heard a bit of a commotion. I'm a med tech. If I can help with anything.
Oh, you have skills. Okay, well that changes it. Yeah, we have some people that got burned last night. And the firemen that came through, they did their thing, but no help for us. So you have skill?
Got some skill, maybe not the best tools, but
skill is what we need. Come on in. Yeah. So my name's Ocean. Her over there, she's Apple. That's Cam. And you see Cam is like is like a, I don't know, a 20-year-old kid, you know, I say kid, a 20-year-old, and then Ocean and Apple, they seem to be like kind of the moms of the situation in here. And Cam, he's got extensive burns. And looks like they've been like washing them, they've been cleaning them, but they haven't been able to dress these burns on Cam.
Is it because they don't have the stuff to be able to do it?
They don't have the skill. So they've got like cloth. They've got things that could be used. I mean, they don't have the like fancy
high quality gauze.
Yeah, they don't have like the fancy like synth skin and all of that kind of stuff. You know where they could go to get that stuff. But just to like get him on the mend, they don't have the skill. So to stabilize him, that's really what we're going to go here for. You would roll like a paramedic or first aid to stabilize him. And he's pretty bad. So it's going to be a difficulty 13 to stabilize him.
Okay. Well, hopefully I can do that.
Oh, yes, you can with that 15. All right, cool. So you instruct them on like, clean this. I need this much cloth. It needs to be cleaned, right? It needs to be sterile. All of that kind of stuff. So you kind of marshal them and get them set up to give him like dressing. And then you're able to dress the wound and stabilize him. So he's not going to continue to lose hit points. He's not going to continue to deteriorate and eventually get infection and die. Right. So that's really what you're able to do here is dress the wound. It's probably painful because you're working with low quality gear, which means that he's going to have to go through pain. It's not like, oh, I'm going to sanitize this with some like nice ointment that doesn't feel bad. Like, no, we're going to sanitize it and you're going to live, but it's going to suck. Right. And this is one of the like, you're so like vibrant and bubbly, but there's this moment where it's like, he's going to go through some pain before you can really help him.
So Skit definitely has still seen a lot of stuff. She knows that it's not always going to be like just putting a Band-Aid on it, kissing them on the forehead and saying everything's going to be okay. So she'll be kind of, I feel like when it comes to her actually working, she isn't like as bubbly and everything. She's going through like she's talking him through the process. She's saying he's going to be okay. She's explaining why. And like, I don't think she's really like she'll check in on him basically, almost like basically she goes into doctor mode. She goes into paramedic mode. What's the problem? How do I analyze it? How do I fix it? Make sure like actual like physical damage, but also like mental state is good before she leaves. So she's probably like coaching him through the process and like, this is going to hurt a little bit.
Yeah. You see him like grab the edge of the couch kind of thing and says, okay, just do it. And you kind of watch as Apple and Ocean like very gently but firmly grab his arms, right? Or like his legs or whatever to kind of just hold him down while you're gonna have to do the thing you're gonna have to do.
I'll look up at both of them throughout the time when I'm healing him up and just kind of give like that knowing look of like, thank you.
Okay.
And yeah, so is he the only one that got burnt? Did anyone else?
Like everybody else has like smoke inhalation problems. He's the one that actually was burned.
Okay. So I'd probably also ask him too, just to kind of retell like what he did, kind of almost to distract him. So he's actively thinking like, what happened? How did you get so burned? Everyone else looks okay. Are you like, did you try to go and stop the fire?
Beautiful. Give me a conversation.
Okay.
Because I assume like you can certainly talk to him and like he's happy to talk to you, but for you to get meaningful information out of this, we're going to do some conversation. Okay, 20. Awesome. Look at you with the conversation skill. Love it. So yeah, you get some info out of this kid as you're talking to him. So Cam was out. And he was he was in the halls hanging out with his friends and headed home when he saw a couple of guys running out of the hall. And he knows not to. He's like, look, people running, I don't get involved. Right, not my business.
Smart move, kid.
But I don't know. Something was kind of going to the back of my mind. I thought I better go check. Right, so I cut from my crew and went to check on the family. And when I was coming down the hall, that's when it popped. And I was close enough for all this to happen. And he's like burned, face, shoulder, arm, like all, like you could see which side was hit as he was walking back home. It would, like, as you're kind of thinking of the way the hall is, like, well, the explosion was on the right and he got burned on the right. So that all checks out. And that's kind of what you get is like, there were these two figures that were running and he, with a 20, I'm going to tell you that one of them was wearing a big red coat.
Okay. And it wasn't anyone that he recognized from his floor?
No, I'd never seen her before.
Her. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, you got out lucky, and I gotta say, it's probably a good plan for you to try to stay away from things if you see people running again. Yeah. But you were brave, and we got some good info from you too. So got to appreciate that.
Well, yeah, if there's some justice to be had, I hope you can deliver it.
I know some people that hopefully we can figure this out. Thank you. That's really good of you. And Ocean like gives you like a, oh, thank you, bless your heart kind of thing. Like she's so happy. And you're kind of looking around like as you're wrapping up. You all in this hall, just to like tie Nineveh and my apologies, Paul, your character is Neville. Nev. Ty, you all hear this hollering in the room, right? Oh, and you all kind of maybe filter in a little bit as this is wrapping up, and you're hearing some of this intel too that he's delivering. And you guys all see that like this is like a big family, or maybe a couple of families. It's not really super clear who all lives in here. And they're of like generally Polynesian heritage. And you have this kind of moment afterwards, and Ocean says, "Thank you for coming in and helping us and helping Cam here. If you ever need anything, I'll make sure that Sector 2 knows you three are all right."
Demna, catch your name. Looks to Ocean or Apple.
Yeah, I'm Ocean. This is my wife Apple. This is our son Cam. And she starts introducing you to some of the others, but I don't have their names. So sure. You've got these three. These are your.
We go through all 8.
Yeah.
When last time you all see Wickerman?
You see like Apple get like kind of upset at the mention of the Wickerman, and Ocean kind of says, we haven't seen them for about 3 weeks.
The tag's rusty. That's why I ask.
Oh, there's a tag.
Yeah. He'll point out where the tags are in the area. They're not marking their territory no more.
Oh, is that a good thing?
Good and bad. Good if you didn't want to deal with them no more. Bad if somebody else wants to come take it. Oh.
Okay. You see like all of them kind of get like, they all kind of share worried glances. Yeah, it's and like Apple says, you've all been very helpful. Thank you so much for coming and helping with Cam and for the information. If there's anything more, and she like gets up to kind of usher you all out. If there's anything more that we can do, please let us know. And you see Apple kind of pull open a pull a like a folder down from like this little like business center thing that she has, and she opens it up, and inside has like 25 crisp Eurobucks, and like crisp, like straight from the bank, never really been touched. And she like opens her folder, and you see that there's more money in there, but she like pulls out 25 and hands it to Skit.
Thanks. It'll help a lot. But and she'll kind of like go over the regimen of like how to keep taking care of Cam's wounds. And like she'll probably give her like contact info too, just like if you need help with any of it, walking through it, if it gets worse, like you can count on me. I'll come down.
Okay. Thank you.
Neville told them to keep an eye out for fresh tags in those areas, because then you'll know who's moving in if somebody else does too.
And Apple kind of like leans in a little bit. It's like, should I contact you about that?
If you contact me, I can pass it to the right people. Or
and actually, I've got a couple people here. Nineveh.
Nineveh. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. And she like gives you her like Garden ID. Garden is like a social media site here in Cyberpunk Red. She gives you her like Garden ID, and says, "Yeah, I'll be sure to pass it to you if I see anything, pictures or whatever."
That's great.
And Nineveh, it's good to meet you, all three of you. Thank you for coming. Nev, was it? Mm-hmm. She looks up at you. Okay, thank you. And she's like got you all isolated, like out the door kind of thing, but like she's the only one talking to you now. I think you all get the sense that like the thought of new people coming in is like upsetting. So Apple is trying to manage, and Apple seems to be like, okay, I'm the one who now takes care of this, this like discussion that now suddenly has this like greater gravity to it, is the kind of the read there. Okay. Yeah, and she seems like truly grateful, but also very worried, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And yeah, you guys have plenty of cash for some food at this stage.
Cool. Before Skit leaves, she'll probably just try to hang back for 1 second and just be like, I don't know, keep an eye on Cam. He seems like a bright kid, but it's not. He just ran into a area that was getting bombed. That's
yeah. No, that's. We'll look after him. I think it's probably a good idea for us to try and get him to a clinic or something like that. Maybe in a couple of days. But okay, yeah, we'll look after him. Thank you. Skit, you've been great. Thank you so much for being down here. I'm really glad you came.
Happy to help. And really, seriously, let me know if you need any more.
Yeah, I will. And she like, keys the door shut, and you guys are back in this hall. Again, smells of accelerant. And as you're kind of making your way maybe out of here, you see the maintenance crew coming in, and looks like there's about 5 or 6 of them with welders and cutting tools and all kinds of stuff to try and clean up this mess, as the day shift has begun for the maintenance crew, and they must now patch back together and fix this hallway as best they can with the materials they got.
Quick question, Dave.
Yeah.
I assume Skit, because you said we get the information as well from the conversation. Do we know any gang that runs red as their color off the top of our heads?
No. Yeah, there's not like a red coated gang. The Wicks, they tend to wear white, like kind of a nautical, like 2 buttons going down the shirt thing with like a nautical collar thing.
They're gonna patch me in an Afghan. No.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, something along those lines.
But yeah, just checking to see if that was anybody's color that's known in the building, because that is important information as well. But if it's just random solo that wears a red coat, that's a little bit different.
Yeah, right. Actually, if anybody wants to, you could do like a local expert to see, or if like if there was like a rumors. Well, the media is the one with the rumors, so maybe later on we'll catch that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see here. Nice, Nidovan, the 25. My good. Oh wait. Oh no.
I'm rolling mine still.
Sorry, I was looking at an old roll.
I crit failed, so definitely don't know anything.
That's unfortunately that's a -9. And then and then that's a -7. Jeez.
Which one? Oh, that's right. It's under there. Let's see if I can do any better. Probably not. 13.
Okay, 13. Awesome.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, like the other two are like, oh, like there's this thing, like the two of you maybe go to like a celebrity or something that once visited the building, and so the people who like crit failed are like really throwing you all off the scent in terms of like who this could be. But Nev, you like
it's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
in his red like leather jacket. Oh my god. Who would have guessed?
That's right.
He's been dead for so many years.
Yes. Yeah, so you were all kind of like lost in the sauce. I'm like, who? Red jacket. But Nev, you're pretty sure that if there's somebody running around with a bright red jacket, you could figure that out. You don't know them, you don't know of them right now, but you're like, that's just distinctive enough. I could probably figure out.
That's a calling card.
Yeah.
You should probably talk to the media. They might know things. They do media things.
Yeah, exactly. So excellent. Well, now that we have everybody fed, right? We have all your characters fed. I would like to take like a little break. Let's take like a little 10-minute break, and then we will come back with full bellies and free time. You can do whatever you want when we get back. But yeah, let's take like 10 minutes. Does that work for everybody?
Speaking of full bellies, let's watch a good old oldie of real cheese.
Do you enjoy cheese? A lot of cheese? Well, we have it, kind of. Almost Cheese is the result of a month of trial and error to create our most cheese-colored product yet. We suggest eating your Almost Cheese with any Real Food Scott product. Sit back and enjoy real food. Better than nothing.
What?
Awesome. Welcome back. All right. So we have successfully gotten either food or money to get food. We are one step closer to no longer being gutter punks, which is usually the goal when you're a gutter punk, is get out of that situation. You all are all wherever you want to be in the building. So maybe Casa, you got some funds from the maintenance guy and from your fans when you were dealing with the tagging situation and the security guard. Where would Casa go? Or sorry, not where would Casa go? Where would Mai go next in terms of her journey before she goes back to the community in the maintenance void?
May would maybe just stroll around, like just walk around, see what's like. If there's any art, then she would just kind of follow it. She kind of wants to see if there's, I don't know if there's any new artists up or something.
Yeah, I would say that like there's gonna be other people who are tagging in the building, right? In Ascension. And without rolling local expert or anything like that, this is kind of your business, right? Like knowing who else is around, and you're wandering the halls, and there's this one artist who does like these really cool tarot card scenes, and so you're kind of in her sector. Right. Maybe it's like sector 3 or something like that, just a little bit below where you normally live, and she's got this really, really like beautiful like purple and gold card that she's recently like stenciled onto the wall of the Joker. It looks like the Joker is emerging from the wall itself, right? That it's on. So like she clearly planned that this was the spot that the card would go. And this is like, you've watched her evolve over time. You've never actually met her, but you've watched her art evolve over time, and she has this kind of like, she started to incorporate the space itself into the stencil work that she's doing. And it's always tarot cards. It's always in kind of this sector. But yeah, that's the newest piece that you spy from her, and this kind of evolution you're seeing as she's like done a better job of incorporating the building itself, or the texture of the wall itself into her art.
I think I'd be really impressed. So maybe I'd go up to it and kind of just tag like a tiny small like smiley face, but then like some drinks next to it, like kind of inviting her to meet up at some point, because I would be kind of interested to actually meet her.
Cool. That's fun. I like that. Like just a little communication through the paint kind of thing. Awesome. Love it. Yeah, we'll follow up on that because that's fun. Yeah. And with that, you're able to kind of head back to the group. Before we do though, can you describe for everybody, what she looks like and kind of how she presents herself to the world when she's away from the, what's her community name again? Edge Squatters.
Her name May.
Oh no.
Oh, Edge Squatters.
The community. So before you head back to the Edge Squatters, how does May present herself?
So May looks different to how she acts. She's got like baggy leisure wear on, so comfortable, like high tops, and just like a hoodie, cardigan, but then her art style is also kind of like a bit dark and like cynical, but when you talk to her, she's quite like friendly, and yeah, she's got short hair, and she just looks really plain, like you wouldn't really notice her, so it kind of contrasts with her art because it's quite explosive and like a bit like, what's the word, it invokes feelings, but when you look at her you really don't like notice much.
Yeah, she's very like unassuming, easy to like scan over in a crowd, wouldn't stand out kind of thing. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Awesome. Let's catch up with Raina and Paris, our cat burglars. You all have made your way back through the ducks, right? You've paid Jeremiah Jr. In cheese and meat for his distraction in the market.
Things.
Yeah. He doesn't know it, but he's on like the South Beast diet just because that's the only thing he wants to eat. It's cheese and meat. So you all you're headed back to the ducks, and you crawl out of the air handler like ductwork, and Keanu is there.
I immediately give him another kiss on the forehead.
Yeah, he
A little scratch in his shell, like, thinking, I don't understand animals.
while you're scratching his gargantuan shell, he like rolls over so you can get his chin,
Like, oh, okay.
It's little air bubbles out of his turtle snout, come up, and then he like eventually turns back over and expects food.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna feed him the lettuce and like do like an airplane noise every time.
Beautiful.
This just turned into me and Taylor being lesbian moms of a turtle.
I'm here for it. This is great.
This whole time, like, unfazed. This is totally just every single day. I don't care. I'm just like keeping an eye out, see like who's like wandering by. There's some easy like pockets to while they just walk by. Just like waiting until Keanu's nice and full.
Yeah, awesome. Well, while you're down here, you're kind of farther away from the community area, and you're kind of at the edge of your kind of sector of the maintenance void. This is a large floor. Remember, this building is is a few like city blocks. So your area is relatively small for the whole maintenance void. All of floor 13. And in the next sector over, you hear this commotion. Over there in that sector, that's maybe call it like the growth sector. There's in this building, we haven't really talked about it much, but in this building, there's this big living wall of plants that kind of goes through the center of the building. And in that sector, there's always the smell of like rot and of like decay. And it's exclusively in the maintenance area. Whenever you're out in the building near the living wall, it's quite pleasant. You never smell this stuff. But down here, over there in that sector, you always smell this just fetid, rot scent. And so most people don't go over there. It's just unpleasant to be around it. But you can hear there's some kind of commotion over there. Like sounds like there's some people working or opening doors or doing stuff. You just hear the sound of action, stuff happening over there. Not like commotion, but people are working, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably sneak over there just to see what's going on. Like, I don't want them to see me. I just kind of want to I want to do half of my face just peeking out behind the door. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a stealth roll as you head your way. It's dark. There's some utility to lighting, that kind of thing, but these spaces pretty well. You can manage your shadows, all that stuff. Okay, 12. Awesome. So Paris, you kind of slink over and you catch sight of this one room. It's attached to the living wall, and you can see these three figures in full bunny suits. And when I say bunny suits, I don't mean like furry. I mean like they're right. They're in these like white super thin paper that goes all the way around the body, right? And they have these big like rebreather masks on. And it covers their shoes and everything like that. They've got these big thick blue gloves on. And they've got this utility door open that you don't see very often. You don't see this door open very often. There's three of them. And inside that room, it's super dark. You see their masks like emanate this kind of like green glow as one of them kind of walks into this room. And you really can't see into it. Like it's dark, but you can see these three figures over there and their suits are white. And on the back of the one walking in, you see the label Biotechnica.
Okay.
And one of the other ones is clearly a guard. He's got looks like a heavy SMG just like slung on the front, and he's checking like a data pad. And then the other one is like standing near the door, speaking to the one who's walked in. Okay. But they're all suited up and walking into the space. Or one of them is walking in. The other two are hanging out outside.
Would I know what they are doing from being media?
Yeah, give me a rumors.
Fantastic.
Give me your media roll, rumors, whatever you like in there. I love this.
Is that in social?
I think. Let's see here.
Media awareness.
Maybe you just roll your credibility.
It's under roles, under skills. Is what if it's a role attached to it, it's going to be in the roles.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Yes, I see. Yep. Hold on. Where is it?
Let's see here.
There it is. Got it. Okay. Can I do it, please? Thank you.
Can it roll it for you?
Yeah, it's not.
Okay. No worries. No worries. What we'll do instead is I guess just give me like I'm gonna click on social. Let's do like
Oh wait, did I? Nope. Okay. So sorry. Go on.
yeah, no worries, you're fine. Let me see if I can't find like something.
So it looks like it's just stat plus like your credibility stat plus whatever relevant skill. So you basically just get to add that to a persuasion or add that to
neat. Okay,
is
cool.
the rumors.
Nice. Well then let's do like let's say you would have gathered this off of like a conversation at one point. So do like social under the social category. Yeah, conversation, and we'll add a 4 to this. Okay, so a 25. All right, yeah, you're pretty clued into what's going on then. Biotechnica manages the living wall. And the reason why this area always smells of rot and fetidness is this is the mushroom room.
Got it.
So this is where all of their like, this is where they go to break down materials, right? And this team is probably there to monitor. Rumor has it that they will bring biological material of large sizes into this room to feed to the mushrooms. Some people claim it's bodies, some people claim it's animals, some people claim it's just like plant material, because who knows what kind of mushrooms are in here. But that's the crew that you're looking at is not like a feeding crew. It's a maintenance and like observation checking in crew kind of thing. And this is also where Tin Can gets all of her dirt.
Got it.
She comes down here and like off their little boots, they'll drop a little bit of dirt, and she'll come in here and like, gather up as much of it as she can, and she uses that to feed her hydroponics.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gross.
So nothing good in there, I guess.
I mean, I cannot say if it's good or bad, but it's pretty neutral. Not really our problem right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fine by me.
Yeah, it's just really gross. So.
Yeah, nobody knows what's
in there.
What is
our problem right now?
I mean, where do we start?
Abject poverty.
Food? Right, we're good on food for the day.
What does Paris look like? What did we get a description for Paris?
Oh yeah.
No. Paris is is Hispanic, and she has half of her head is white and the other half is black. And she has like long hair. And she's always wearing a blazer, like very professional wear, so that she's always ready to like jump in front of a camera and do like a newscast, even though that's not really exactly what she does.
She's just always ready to be on for the audience. Yeah.
Yes. But like very professional, like no matter what she's talking about, it could be the most ridiculous thing, and she will have a very professional face about it. Yeah. So
That's awesome. And Raina, you're there with her and Keanu, the sea turtle.
Yes.
What's Raina look like?
Yeah, so Raina is very small, hence why she's better good at stealing things and and climbing through ducts. But is very like mix-matched clothing, has like bright hot pink jacket, bright orange pants, like a lime green shirt, just whatever it looks like she could probably find, but just went with this like vibe. Her hair is just super bright purple with like colorful stripes and stuff. She's got, tattoos all over, like neck, arms, legs. It's just like all covered up in what you can see through tattoos. And it's just always smiling with her little gap in her teeth and just always happy. I think I literally rolled the personality of fluffy headed. So that's what she is.
That's
and
awesome.
yeah, like 5'1". She probably got some like platform sneakers on. So a whole like 5'3".
Yeah. Yeah, that's
and
good.
just like the size of my arm. Because,
Real good.
we eat stolen kebabs.
Kind of whenever you can. Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent. Excellent.
But yeah, I mean, you wouldn't know. He doesn't get her down. She's just like constantly, let's
That's
go,
awesome.
gang.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think she's just looking to Paris for like, what do we do today? fully lost.
Right. So we can avoid the mushroom area.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can
I like
just
that plan.
we can definitely take Keanu for another walk later in the day. I like to get all my gossip doing that. People don't think that people pulling a turtle are listening, but I'm always listening.
So
Well,
unassuming. Really disarms people when they're like, is that a sea turtle I'm seeing?
Yes.
It is.
What is this?
I'm going to say when you have Keanu back in the space for oh god, Edge Squadron. I have to use the name. When you get back to the community area, someone has figured out how to set up like a lap tank or something, like a little bit of flow, so that Keanu can like swim a little bit. I mean, like Keanu's got like a one lame flipper, so like can't really get up to speed, but at least do a little bit of sea turtle, exercising, right? So it's time for Keanu to do his laps.
What is Finn's tech character's name?
Oh yeah, C43, I think, or did what was that?
I said that's beautiful. If that is.
No, I think he has a
Cal.
Kale.
Yeah, it's Cal.
Yeah, Kale.
Kale.
Yeah, we were like, please make him a little swimming tank, please.
Yes. Yeah. So you all head back, and just to catch in with Nineveh and Skit and Nev, you're all kind of leaving this Sector 2 burned out area. Well, where do you all go next?
I know Nev will want to head back to the apartments that the real Voodon hang out and let them know what's going on, because that's a territory change. That's important information they need.
Yep.
And they're more than happy to accompany him because he is frequently seen with most of these people anyway. So it's not like it's out of the ordinary for him to swing by.
Sure.
With at least Skit in tow, and probably Nemo from time to time because known fixer. But that's his goal. They don't have to accompany him, but given the fact that Skit and Nev do things in the morning together, this might be part of the regular routine. Probably, I would assume at this point in time.
Yeah.
After you're done with patrol, you come back and let them know what new information has changed.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds good. Anybody else doing anything else out of the three of you?
I guess at some point I know that Eva wanted to go to the market, so I'll wait for that. But I definitely will give like info to Nev to take back to the gang headquarters, because I would rather have them in charge than other people, so I work tight knit with them to get them whatever they need. So kind of give them what I've got in stores right now, or what's coming in to take back before they go.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe you and Eve go. Is it Eva? Yep. So maybe you and Eva go to the market, split off, and send Nev and Skit up to the apartments. And information is currency, right? In the world of Cyberpunk Red. So, I would say that there's going to be some sort of like information loop here, and maybe Nev, you're part of that, like ferrying of information between what Nineveh produces, what the gang needs, and what the gang is willing to pay back in other forms of information, so that Nineveh is like well informed on what's going on in the building, what they know she cares about, right?
Legit. Makes sense.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, you guys split up, and Nineveh, you head to the markets with Eva, and Skit, you and Nev head up to the apartments. They're going to be up in probably like Sector 10, which is going to be floor 15 kind of territory, and they've got like a little workshop and a budding little tech tech apartment, so it's they're really just getting started on getting established, and that's where you all head up.
I assume we don't have another med tech in-house, and we're probably contracting Skit for any time somebody needs a plug.
Yeah, I think your gang is like 6 people right now.
Sure.
Right. There's two or three that you're pretty tight with that really well, and there's another 4 or so that like them, you run with them, but like they're not friends yet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Well, yeah, we'll just swing by, drop off the information, see if they've heard anything that I need to pass back to Nim, and see if they need any other services before we go and get food. Because Skit got paid, so we're gonna go eat fairly. I assume we're gonna eat all right. We're not gonna blow it all on one meal, but
right.
I'm assuming that Skit gets like, if all of us are splitting it, like if we're splitting it 3 ways, she'll get a little bit more than the 2 of you, since she did the actual work.
Yeah.
Sure. And I think that the handoff of info is pretty clean and easy, right? I mean, this is like practiced at this point. I think they would. I think to pay into this, I'm just going to say that they give you a rumor, and then later on you can just cash in that rumor.
Awesome.
Right. And then we'll just use that thematically however we need later on.
Sounds good.
And you guys all go get some food, and Niven, the shopping in the market is nice, right? So Eva, she doesn't live down in the community, but she visits you all the time, right? And it's really nice being with her because it kind of reminds you of what it was like before your family had their problems, right? And she never makes it like, she just loves your presence, and like you always get that sense that like for her this is really important, of just like retaining that, like that friendship that you all have, that relationship that the 2 of you have, and she just loves like shopping and working through this stall with you as you both like maybe enter and like divide, right? And like pick out things, and like she has a strategy to the way that she goes about this, and like her shopping habits here, and like how she wants to negotiate for whatever it is that she truly wants out of the shopkeep kind of thing.
Definitely.
And so
I help with whatever.
Go ahead.
Oh, I help with whatever she needs, and just kind of have a break. I think there's a little bit more carefree than watching over her shoulder when he's here.
Yeah. So you get this little spot of vacation. Yeah. And I think that like in the end, Eva probably doesn't walk away with anything, right? But maybe she's like just now meeting the shop and is like kind of gauging their interest in negotiation and like what they're really willing and able to do, and all of that kind of stuff. Eva has no role, right? She's not like she's not an edge runner. So she's a normal person, right? And that she doesn't have this kind of like grip on society like the rest of you do. But that she's a real joy to be around for you. And we can keep working on this to kind of figure out what that dynamic is like. But I hope that at least initially we're like kind of good with this.
No, perfect. Like,
okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Good. Then I think that the 2 of you share a meal at the end of this, right? After the shopping excursion, and she goes back to her apartment to do whatever like learning or whatever job that she has for the day. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I'll head back to the maintenance floor and probably just start doing my rounds of like listening in, trying to get my information before the day. Going about my daily habits.
So you have this like one thing that is like almost always working for you, that is unique to the maintenance situation, and that is that Ninevan, you figured out at some point that the pipes themselves carry information. You know, these plumbing pipes, they go into every home. And if you're quiet next to them, you can hear whole conversations. And so like there's this time where you're just like kind of quietly sitting in like the wet wall, and you're trying to pick out an argument. You can hear some raised voices, and so you're like hunting for like which pipe is that being carried on, and you're trying to like really hone in on it. And folks know that like when you're in this space, when you're in the zone, to like leave you alone, right? Because you're listening in really intently on what's going on in the building. You know, you can hear floors above you, floors below you, right? And it takes effort, but you're able to sit there and like really piece together like a lot of detail without meeting anybody, but you know some stuff that's going on in this building. And while you're doing that, that shouting is escalating, and you kind of hone in, you kind of figure out which of these like water pipes is carrying that knowledge, right? And there's like a couple of different voices. Sounds like an older man's voice, and sounds like a couple of younger men. And then it gets quiet, and then you hear must have been gunshots coming down this line, and then there's a lot of shouting, more voices now than you've heard before, and you're all kind of in this space, right? But Ninevan, you're the one that's like really clued in, right? So everybody, you're all kind of around, and you're maybe some of you can see her like leaning in as she's like listening to this report happen. And you hear 3 distinct shots. And then you hear just a blood curdling scream come down this pipe. Like somebody is mortally wounded, and is in a lot of pain for about 3 seconds. And you're kind of looking at this pipe. It's going up, and it's like one of the bigger ones. So it's going up a ways, and you're listening. And there's a bit of quiet, and then there's a bunch of gunshots. And now some of you in the common area, you're hearing like very distant pop, 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 pop. And Tin Can kind of looks up and is like, shit. And all of a sudden there's this, one of the aspects of your space here, of your like common area, is you'll have a catch-all. You have this, remember I showed you earlier the big bulk trash things? Well, that's a really good way for a bunch of people who are living in the way you are to like get stuff, right? So there's this big bulk trash chute that runs right down in your sector. And someone somewhere long ago fashioned like this cargo net that is just, you've opened up the shaft and you've hung this cargo net so it can catch stuff. And if it sucks, you just push it back in, you know, and it goes on about his way. But if it's like furniture or useful stuff, like that's probably how Tin Can got a lot of her gutters and a lot of her like stuff that she's using for hydroponics. And that's how you guys have gotten like some tables and things, is this catch-all just sometimes just gets good stuff. And up above, several floors above, the door opens and you guys can hear lots of gunfire echoing down this tube. And there's rustling up above. And there's this like kind of moment where everybody's looking at each other, wondering what to do, if anything. And before I describe anything further, does anybody have something in mind that they want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna get near the thing and pull my shiv and kind of blend into the side. So if somebody comes barreling out after they hit the net, like alive, if they're trying to use it to escape and they don't know the net's there,
sure,
like they don't fucking shoot up the community.
Right.
Like-
Yeah. So you get yourself armed, and you're right next to this, like, it's like a thick. I mean, it's a big. It could fit like a queen size mattress, right? I mean, it's a big chute, right? So you're over there, and this net curves out onto like literally a landing skid with like a stopper, right?
Yeah.
So that like junk just doesn't fly into the community, like it gets stopped by a thing, you know.
Yeah.
And you're just there. Yeah. Anybody else?
I think Raina had a completely different thought and was starting to scurry over to where the chute ends so she could be first to grab whatever comes out, and then sees Nev and is like, oh, yeah. And will just like still be the closest to where the chute ends, though.
Okay, so you're like right at that like wooden stopper or whatever it is at the end of this like skid.
Like using it as cover. I'm just laying down, seeing Nev being prepared. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I feel I'm gonna listen still, but I wanna hide basically like behind a pipe.
Oh yeah, you're in your
like-
listening. You're in the listening chamber. You know,
Perfect.
like you're fine. You're not gonna get shot here. You're good.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
And you can
I'm gonna do what fixers do: hide in the back.
tons, yeah. And you can kind of see. You can maybe see through some of your pipes. You can see into the common area, so you can see people moving near this like trash chute.
Paris starts filming.
Sweet.
I want
Sweet.
to get this.
On the same line,
Yeah.
yeah, on the same line, May is gonna kind of sketch out a little artistry of what's happening.
Sweet.
So like,
You've got you're like telling
Raina.
the story of what's happening with your paint, kind of thing.
She does my graphics.
Yes. Yes. That's awesome.
transition screens.
Yes.
It sees everybody being like prepared for something weird and dramatic to happen, so she's just kind of like, she kind of just sighs and like reaches for like a pair of like crappy scissors that she has in her tool belt, and she's already starting to like work on like sanitizing them, like maybe pouring some like liquor on it or something. Whatever she has is like to sanitize it, just to be like, there better not be a body about to drop down there.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so you go and like burn or you clean with rubbing alcohol or whatever you can. Your stuff's like, oh boy, here we go. And yeah, so this chute is open for a bit, and you can hear like shouting and gunfire. And then you hear what sounds like something is falling down the chute. A couple of seconds later, a person clutching something crashes against this netting and rolls violently and slams into this wooden block. What they are holding kind of splats against the wooden block, as well as their hand like loosely doesn't really have a strong grip anymore. It's like plaps against it. It's this like black bag. You recognize it pretty quick as a body bag. That's small. That's been compressed. It's like it's not fully furled out. But you all see as this woman rolls out into the community space. She has this like long red coat and several bullet wounds in her, and there's a lot of shouting up above and more gunfire up above. But this person with this bag has like collapsed into your space. Initially, she's not moving. Who wants to do something now?
I just reach over and just poke her.
Okay, yeah, you're right there.
I'm just like,
Yeah. No immediate response. Skit, what you got?
I just
Skit
look
is
at Skit.
automatically, like as soon as she sees that she stopped rolling and like stabilizes in a place, the first thing she does is she seeks out either making eye contact with Nineveh or Nev, whoever she could just see fast, like quicker, and kind of just give a look of like, is that the person we were literally just told about like an hour ago? But she's already like heading towards trying to see what kind of damage was done, and also checking the body bag because she would probably be concerned, like, is there a body in there? It doesn't look like there is, but she'd still want to double check.
Yep. Yeah. So
Niv is actually going to try to kick away any weapon or anything that's nearby
Sweet.
this person.
Yeah,
So
give me a
that they're like,
perception.
they don't just come to and start firing when our med tech gets right on top of them.
Yeah, right. Give me a perception as you're like coming up to this person.
Sure. Boop, boop, boop. Let's see if I can roll decent again.
Awesome. 20. Yeah, you spot
Yeah, that's pretty good.
that this person, one, I shared with everybody in roll 20 what her face and coat looks like. And sure enough, there is a looks like there's a pistol still in her right hand. And it is an iron grip on that pistol, finger not in the trigger guard. And on her back is a long blade. You can see the handle for it is poking up across above her back. She's laying maybe on her back, so you can just see the handle like right next to her head as she's like laid there on the ground.
Rather than trying to take the time to pry a gun out, I'm just going to step on her hand so that Skit can get to work, and this person can't just respond by firing on my companion.
Sure. Yeah. You put your boot against that hand, so it's not moving unless there's a strength or check of some kind.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Paris just tilts the camera down a little bit so that you can get a better view.
Perfect.
Sadly, Skit is probably used to working under these conditions where like one person's ready to like jump on the person to like loot, one person's videotaping, one person's like secure the area. So she's just like, she's used to working under pressure. She's just zoned in.
Yeah.
You leave a space so I get the perfect shot. Like I have told you.
She literally will like move her head a little bit, be like, "Did you get what you wanted?"
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so good. Yeah. So Skit, what is your first thing that you're doing?
Part of me wants to check the body bag, but I think I'd probably check on the actual human being first before I checked. Yeah. So, should I roll a deduction?
You're trying to see like health, right?
Health-wise, like how
Yeah.
they're
Give me
doing
a paramedic or first aid.
Okay.
Add your med tech.
Okay.
And I can just add 4 to whatever you roll in here.
Okay. 21.
Okay. Yeah. So it's really a 25 once we add your medtech stuff. Yeah. This person is currently making death saves. Mechanically, they are dying right now. Effectively dead unless they get stabilized or brought to a hospital or something like that. But they are in the throes of dying right now.
Okay. Yeah, just on autopilot. She's going. She's trying to do whatever she can. She'll probably yell out to just anybody else who isn't already doing something and say, check the bag and see what's in there.
Okay.
I think you look over me and my hand is actually in the pocket of her trench coat. Like,
and you know what? Actually, she's like starts like halfway being like, can someone check the... Never mind. Raina's got it. Should have known.
Yeah.
All going as clockwork.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. So you're going to try and stabilize. Now you have poor equipment, or in some cases like no equipment to really stabilize somebody with multiple gunshot wounds. So you're going to make another paramedic check, but I'm going to call it a -4 because of the situation in terms of.
Okay, so +4 for medtech. Then no, this is medtech, not paramedic.
Well, this would be paramedic to stabilize. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess I am kind of zeroing out your med tech skill here effectively. Okay. So we can just roll the skill and see how you do.
Okay. I crit saved.
All right. Yeah, you crit. Good job. So even though she's like in this terrible situation, you wrestle back a heartbeat. She's bad, in a bad place. She needs a hospital with the wounds that she has, but she's not going to die right this second. That bag that you're looking at, it has a pump attached to it. And that is a cryo bag that you can use to transport somebody medically while they're like cryogenically suspended.
Well, isn't that convenient?
Yeah, except when you
Oh.
open the bag, there's a head inside. And this head looks like Nev, you've seen this guy before. This is a 50-year-old, 55-year-old-ish voodoo boy of the
Jinao
old
the Jinao Voodoo Boys.
Yeah.
Do we want to explain that to the viewing audience at home?
Yeah.
Distinction for people
Yeah,
who
why
haven't
don't
seen or know the transition of this situation.
Yeah,
You want me to do it, or you got it?
I'm happy for you to do it because I think that
Sweet.
Nev will have a very specific response to this moment, and I'd love it to come from you.
Sweet. So for lore reasons, for everybody who's watching the stream, in 2020 in the original Cyberpunk, the Voodoo Boys are kind of culture vulture white dudes that took voodoo culture and used it to make a gang out of because they thought it was fun. By 2077, for those of us that have played the game, they'll notice they're people from the islands, like Haitians, Jamaicans, Dominican Republic individuals who have taken back their culture. During Red is the time period that is actually going on.
It's going down right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
We're chopping people up right now. So Nev's response to the head in the bag that I know is to just take the head out of the bag very casually, like it's not a big deal. Like this person dying is nothing that he's not. He's like,
Yeah.
Like-
So you, Nev, you reach in, and this is a face you know.
Mhm.
This is a leader of the local chapter of the older voodoo boys. And
Janelle. If you're looking for an island
Janelle.
term for dishonest, Janelle would be it.
Janelle.
Genal. Pronounced Janelle. If you're looking for the Jamaican slang.
Love it.
Fossey, I believe, if you're looking for a more Creole term. There's a couple of fake or phony or dishonest terms that would apply in this situation.
I think Janelle is good. We can roll with that for the game. So you reach in to pull this out, and this guy is attached to the cryo system. So there's cabling, there's pumps going on, and also there's a bunch of wires coming out of his head, out of the back of his head, and attached to those wires is a cyber deck that has a bullet in it, like a bullet hole in it. And so as you're ripping all this stuff out of the bag, there's this like just mess of cables that makes it really difficult. So does Nev stop or does he yank?
He looks to Skit and be like, how do you make this work type look? Like this is not my bailiwick, this is not my wheelhouse. But this guy being dead is what I want, clearly.
Yeah.
like
So that guy's completely dead. Then she's just gonna say, "Just take the head out. I'll take care of the rest from here."
Well, so Nev would know. What you would know as a cryo bag. He is dead, but his head is being cryogenically preserved. So he died, and somebody stuffed him in this system to keep some part of him from decaying rapidly. Have you ever heard of people like getting their heads cryogenically frozen?
Yeah.
Right. So like maybe one day they'll
Walt
attach
Disney's gonna come back one day.
Yeah, exactly. Like that thing. That's effectively what's happening here. Now, it doesn't look like he was a willing participant. If you look at the look on his face, he was not a willing participant in this exercise. But that's currently the setup is he's using what this person needs. And you got to kind of pick one.
I mean, Nev kind of looked like he didn't care that the guy died. But is he are you okay with the potential of not being able to bring this guy back?
Yeah, all day. Like
Okay.
Nev just looks at you and goes, "This Fossey fool, go now." Basically is like,
I'm just
this guy
looking
can
over
be
there.
dead. Like if you want to save this person, you have the tools. I just don't want to ruin your bag because he knows his violent responses to cut him out, and that could ruin the bag.
I'm just looking over there and I see the equivalent of opening Lucky Charms commercial in the gold and angels singing. So I'm just staring at the cyber deck, just with looking at the whole head, just like take the head out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just
I'm gonna, as they're taking the head or something, I'm just gonna come over and say, Skit, can I talk? The one that's shot. Can they talk right now? So I think we got some questions before they go to sleep.
We got them stabilized, but I don't think they're like conscious.
Yeah, so this person, she is still unconscious. Mechanically, she has 1 hit point, and she's not going to come to until she gets hospital care. So there'll be some like days where she's just out, and then eventually she'll come to. But yeah, when you walk up, you like have that line, and Skit, you kind of deliver the bad news that like, no, she's like really far gone, and it's going to be a while before she can talk.
Skit will have this moment where she kind of like, she'll turn to Nineveh and say, part of me is thinking about Cam and it's weird to think that I'm saving the person's life that is responsible for the damage that happened to him.
While y'all are having this discussion, from the pipe, you hear a, what the fuck? Like resonate down the thing. And
they saw our net.
I'll just leave it there. I'll just say that like you hear somebody shout something high up above.
Can I run and try to like get rid of the net and just like throw it down?
Yeah, there's got to be like a net quick release thing, right? Now, unfortunately, this is a big tube, so you have to reach all the way in to undisconnect it. And so, yeah, you're able to get in there. And you're like holding on to like the outer edge, and you're reaching all the way across this thing to like unhook the net from the moorings that you all have fashioned in this pipe. And I gotta ask, do you look up?
Yeah, I think at the last second I do.
Awesome. So yeah, you're like looking down. You're like, don't, and you're like unhooking the thing. And like for the last second, you look up, and there is this like black metallic head with a single red light, like red circular eye, looking down at you, and it doesn't say anything, and it just like backs away, and you don't see it anymore.
I don't think that's going to be a problem, guys. It's fine.
Just some maelstrom.
What did you see?
And you've got the net disconnected, and it's pretty easy once the net is disconnected to pull it into the room and shutter the thing.
Yeah. Cool. Do we run? Hello?
Has anyone looted the girl?
Not
the
yet.
woman?
I think that's going to happen once Skit
going.
decides what she's doing with the body. That's the universal question. I don't think she's going in the bag anything but naked. So.
Yeah, I'm still just like one hand in her pocket, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
But
once
if there's someone
Skit
yelling and there was a fight, they may be coming here. Maybe we do this somewhere else.
I want to change my clothes really quick.
You go to change your clothes so that you're not quite
I want to put on a different blazer.
with your bright red blazer.
That's clearly the disguise. It's a different blazer. They'll never be able to tell the difference.
Yep.
Not my signature hairstyle. That won't be a giveaway. No. I've changed my blazer. I'm a completely different person.
They'll never know.
Dun, 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 dun. Like, but yes, I think
the good news is all of you have a rep of like 1. So it's not like the building knows you, right? So whoever this was that saw you, it's going to take them a while to really find you if they're looking, right? So this is one of those things about like your reputation has a big sway in the game. You all starting out, all of your rep is 1, so you're relatively unknown currently. It's probably going to change here in a minute.
Nice.
Paris is 1.5.
He's getting discovered. That's right. He's the media person.
Paris is going to make it big again.
Yes.
Like return from the fall from grace.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I believe the key point is once Skit either tells us that she's saving this person or not, I think it's going to turn into like vultures at a corpse and we're just going to strip the body down. But until Skit gives them
No, it's always been clear that Skit literally just did everything to make sure she was stabilized. She's not going to just let the person die now, but at the same time, like, she's just conflicted because she also just knows that she's saving the life of the person that literally is responsible for the damage that she just healed this morning.
I mean, we can always just drop off the low hit point body later after the hospital stay back to that family, and what happens. Like,
or just throw it down the chute.
But then we should just save the cryo bag if we're gonna do that. We might as well not even.
Sure, whatever you want to do. We can strip the body and throw them both down the chute. That
Yeah,
doesn't
I'll
me.
help.
Whatever you want to do. You're the med tech.
I
You
don't
make the
give a
call in
crap.
this situation.
I mean, as a med tech, I don't.
You don't condone any of that.
Well,
No,
hold on.
That's
Are you a doctor that took the Hippocratic Oath, or
No.
are you?
Absolutely not. Actually, this is reminding me that literally
hold up,
gold,
hold up.
the life gold.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot to mention. I completely forgot. Skip.
Yeah.
You noticed that like this dude's like teeth are rattling around in the bag, and like when she slammed into the wooden thing, like
collect
she lost
those.
some teeth too. I'm just saying, there's some teeth.
I collect the teeth when I'm taking the skull out the bag. That's fine. That's
Okay.
that's standard operating procedure. That's
You grab those. Skip, you see a couple of teeth on the ground coming out of the woman's mouth. You grab those.
Yeah.
She's like midway through like a life-saving procedure, and then all of a sudden she just like puts something in her purse and then just goes back.
Just grabs the canine real quick. No problem.
Oh, that's a molar.
But I believe our player was remembering what they rolled, which is important right now in this moment.
So, as a life goal, I rolled the fact that my character wants to cause pain and suffering to someone who has crossed me. So technically, this person is known to be somebody who has caused damage to a person that I've already healed.
Yep.
So, if someone suggests just bringing it to the family of the, or I don't know, maybe it would probably be easier to just put it down the trash heap. I don't know, but
That would not be causing pain and suffering because they would just be dead. I am pointing out that is an important factor.
but she could be convinced because she still is a paramedic at the end of the day. But you can tell she's very conflicted right now.
Nev just looks at you to make the call, and we'll start stripping the body down, because like that's his opinion on the situation. We strip the body down and do what you're going to do because you're the only one that has the specialization.
I mean, we can start looting. Just you know,
People are looting while you're making this decision. Is what it sounds like.
I mean, I'm already grabbing teeth, so why not?
Yeah, we're already in the ritual mode. Like,
did Nineveh want to say something? I thought you were starting.
I just am gonna say, I have Ocean's number.
Yeah, I do too. Maybe we get her in the cryo bag for now, and let me just give Ocean a call.
And Casa, were you going to say something? Okay. So it sounds like your decision is to disconnect the head and connect her to the cryo bag.
Yes.
Okay.
For the time being, and then consult with the family that, you know.
if nobody cares, I'm taking the head.
So the head is part of
I'm
the
drawing
loot
that.
that you all are receiving. So in this head, you know, there is some there's a neuro access point, there's some cybernetic jacks, that kind of thing, and some cyber eyes.
Hold on. They can scav the head. I
Okay,
want
cool.
the head when the scavving is done.
Nice. Okay, cool.
I want to be clear. I want the head, not the tech in the head.
Sweet.
He looks like a net runner. I want all the tech in his head in this deck. I'm like, that's my size.
Does the girl have any cybernetics?
She does. She also has a neural processor and another set of eyes. And what is it? She has one of those like chit jacks in her neck, and so does the Voodoo head, or the what is the word again? I'm so sorry.
Janelle.
Janelle.
Dishonest. Janelle.
Yeah. Janelle, the Janelle head, he also has one of those data jacks, and in his is a little chip.
Okay.
Everybody's face.
Because the thing is that like, if I do save this person, we get less loot technically too.
I mean, if you want to cause pain and suffering, you just take out the parts.
Yeah, throw it in the cryo bag and we can stab it later.
Leave them an empty.
Yeah, so you can do safe extraction of these things.
Mhm.
It takes surgery, takes time, and you need to roll well. But you can safely extract all of these things from her without. I mean, she'll be blind, but she won't die.
Pain and suffering.
She has 1 hit point. Would that not kill her if
No.
I was already doing surgery to her?
No,
Not
it's
mechanically how it works. Weirdly enough,
yeah. It's one of those things where like if you throw her down the trash chute, she's gonna die, right? If you shoot her, she's dead, right?
Mhm.
But like if you, as a medical professional, carefully perform surgery successfully, she can live from this.
Successfully.
If you fail, I'll just tell you now, she's gonna die. But if you roll and you do well, she could live through all of it, minus her implants.
I have first aid. I can help you with it. Let's be and let's be clear. Somebody should have paid for a trauma team subscription, or they wouldn't be in this situation. Boom. Moving on. Moral obligation done.
Speaking of, you think to check for trauma team.
I do.
I was like,
And she currently does not have a trauma team badge on her, so you don't have to worry about trauma team showing up or the building equivalent of. Oh, the building equivalent is REO Meat Wagon, and
they went to the lowest bidder. I see.
Yeah, and Meat Wagon is in here, and they're the official Ascension trauma team.
I feel like that's how I found this place, because since like my older sister works for him, you're just like, just stay there.
Yeah, totally.
It's cheap.
It's covered.
Yeah. I got an in. You're fine.
Oh, thank you for the raid, guys. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so you all have you're all like field stripping this body, right? And there's like a katana, there's a wakizashi, there's the cybernetics I've already mentioned. There's a gun, right? You pry the gun away from this like now lifeless hand. And you see that she has the smart links in her wrist. So those can come out too. She has a regular like flesh and blood arm. She just has the smart link cables going through that. And there's a list, right, that we have shared that you all see. Effectively all of the loot that's across this dead apparent solo and this dead decapitated netrunner is all there for you all to cruise through. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff once you get it down.
I will ask our favorite media for a copy of the the original picture of the head, because you were filming me.
Yeah, I got a really good shot.
Good. I'll need that.
Raina probably grabbed it and like posed for the camera.
Nice.
Oh,
That's the right light.
Beauty guru.
You have
Really, I'm just like looking to see how I can get the cybernetics out of the head, but I'm like,
Nineveh, you'd probably be most interested in that agent that that this
definitely, I want that.
that this person had, and she also had a burner phone, like just a little flip cell phone on a prepaid account.
Those.
Yeah.
And then if there was a shotgun, if no one else wants to use the shotgun, I would take the shotgun. I do have that skill. So
yeah, on her back, she has this like kind of complicated strap setup to hold the katana and the shotgun. And then on her like back belt is where the wakizashi was, and apparently a holster for the pistol too. And so, yeah, you everybody's picking through the things, and like the shotgun's leaned up against something, and you're like, this feels good. There's no reload to the shotgun, but it does have like a full mag of regular ammunition. And same with the pistol. It's there's no reload for the pistol, but it's got a full mag. Mm-hmm. Actually, the pistol is empty, but you find her mag reload on her body, and you're able to reload the mag or reload the pistol. Because some of those shots were coming from her.
Oh, yeah.
The katana has fresh blood on it, so you
I
know
wipe it off.
that explains some things.
I didn't do that. Sorry, guys. I just rolled for a melee weapon.
I'll take the wakizashi on it back.
Just
Yeah.
So am I just
whatever
gonna...
we're doing here is fun, but I feel like we should hurry. That was a lot of noise.
Yeah,
There's
for
blood.
sure.
Scary guy staring.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
then
Just
I'm
by
not
looking
taking
around.
time to do a whole surgery right now.
I mean, I could go peek my head out, see if anyone's coming in.
Grab the body.
Just real quick.
They already saw you once.
Exactly. So it's if they see me again, it's fine.
We'll see
I'll
your
just-
blue
I'll-
blazer this time, though.
I have multiple lasers.
Who is that totally different person?
Yeah. So you peek.
Yeah, I'll do the exact same thing I did last time, where half of my face is just poking out.
Yeah.
of the
Give me a
side.
stealth check. Give me a stealth check. Like you're now you're
Okay.
prepped. You're gonna try and like be stealthy about it. So give me a stealth check.
Okay.
Oh man, you're stealthy.
Okay.
Um,
Yes.
Was this the 18? Okay, yeah. You very, very quietly like peel away that paneling you guys use for the catch-all, and you kind of just with your eye look up, and you can see that like chromed out red, like one red eye form is gone. But you do see two people up there, male, female, presenting, right? Both of them. They're kind of looking in, and you can see they've got the like white collar of the lighthouse gang, and those like buttons, those brads coming down. And they're like, "Where does she go?" I don't know. All right, well, the Voodoo Boys are going to want to hear about this. And then they shut the door. And one of you, who has the agent? Nidovan. So Nidovan, the agent dings to say that 23 Eurobucks have been deducted from her account for disposal services. Because this thing has been open for probably 23 seconds.
Oh, I have access to her bank account.
Well, you get the alert. Yeah.
He will figure it out. There's a
Yep.
hope.
Yep.
Okay.
Should we take this party off the streets then? Get somewhere quiet and let Skit do her thing on the body while we figure out what's
there are some
going
really
on?
nice vents that we can like hide in if you want. They're not even that small.
Perform a surgery in an event though.
If you get the junctions, there's some pretty big spaces.
Yeah, and there's like some parts where like the light comes down through grates, so you'll have like a really cool like zebra view.
It's very moody, but visible.
Can I make a check for knowing of safe places? If
Yeah, give me a
possible, that can
knowledge.
kinda,
Give me a
keep us
knowledge
away.
local.
Like, give
Can
us
you find a safe house?
Okay.
A safe house you all can get to, right, and negotiate your way into. Because not like you all have a safe house. This would be something you'd have to negotiate. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 17. Awesome. You have some people in mind, some groups you could contact to get you a safe house. There would be some sort of payment needed, right? And we'll probably have to negotiate that a little bit. But you have some leads.
You have that rumor that you're sitting on. You could always see if you know of an abandoned safe house.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that.
Love it. Yeah, I'll say the rumor is there is an old workshop that has been abandoned for a little while, and you might have a couple of days before somebody comes looking.
Nice.
It's great cash in. I love that.
Sounds good.
Okay.
To the workshop.
Okay.
To the workshop.
I'm
and
still
I'll make
holding
some
this head.
good
I'm like,
paramedic rolls.
am I just carrying a head out, or can I put it in the bag?
You gotta get a different bag. We can't put it in that bag. That bag is in use.
I think Paris probably has like a grocery bag somewhere, and she just like holds it open.
I mean, you have that blazer you can never wear again.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, just use the blazer. I'll just tie it up.
Wrap it up.
It'd be like one of those like plastic bags that just says thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you've got a head in that like plastic bag.
Weird.
I'm imagining like one of those market ones, like the ones with the big gaps in it. So you can
Yes.
Weird life fact. I know the person that designed the thank you bag.
Oh wow. Wow.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, homage to them. Can it be the thank you bag?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll let him know.
It's
a head.
In the
It's
bag.
gonna be it's gonna be a little wet. I think we're gonna need the plastic bag.
Yeah.
And then inside the
And
blazer.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oddly enough,
The blazer that
wetness
can never
is
be worn
not-
again.
I
Is
know.
not blood. It's all the cryo gel stuff.
Gross.
It's like
Yeah.
leaking out when you
That's
disconnect those
almost worse.
hoses. Yeah. It's like it probably smells really bad. But good.
Double
Okay.
knot it.
Mhm.
Super important to double knot that bag. You don't want it spilling out everywhere because
No.
you went cheap on the knots.
But we need to untie it again. Does anyone have good nails?
I'll take care of it. It's good. I think I got good nails. I do love the fact that we have to fucking struggle to eat, but our media has a collection of blazers. That is my new favorite fun fact about like,
We're not
the way we
We're not
live.
Timmy Turner with like all of the exact same outfit in a closet. We probably have like a few things we got with us.
They're all scavenged, right? So it's not like they ain't going to win any like fashion contests, but
But like they're blazers.
The Paris thinks they will.
The most expensive thing in the entire Edge Squatters community is this collection of blazers.
yes.
Yep.
Well, not anymore. Now we have an entire body with a bunch of loot.
That is true.
Before now.
And one
We're
less
up until a few-
blazer.
And one less blazer in the blazer.
Oh.
Which was our solo wearing a blazer under their big red coat or no? I have to ask now.
Yeah. So so you guys look. There are. Whenever you make a normal character, you get like $800 worth of fashion wear. So like clothing and just stuff like the fashion wear, cybernetics, and all that kind of stuff. You can spend all that. She has the like 12 layers of like traditional dress, where each layer is a different color, a different pattern. It communicates something about her status from like her culture, and so yeah, you see all of this like interwoven layer work underneath that jacket, and that's all super fine clothing that is completely ruined
So
because
no
it's
blazer.
full of blood. I mean, the jacket
If it was
is
red and covered in blood. Would you be okay with that? If it blended
Yes.
in with the original color?
That's
of the blazer?
fine with me, actually.
One, we have a media graffiti. We have a graffiti rocker boy. You just need that's a canvas waiting to happen.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, so you don't have to lose the blazer. We can just paint it.
It's true.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just like wash it in
I'll start
like, a
stripping
river real
body.
quick.
Yep.
Make sure all the gross stuff is off it.
awesome.
She apparently
Awesome.
has an apartment.
So quick question: are you taking Keanu with us to the safe house, or are you leaving
Yeah,
Keanu in the
absolutely. I'm
community?
taking Keanu.
Because I will let you know, Keanu is in more danger with us than with Tin Can.
Yeah,
I
but
I'll relay that information.
yeah, I see where you're coming from. But Keanu and I do have a codependent relationship, and I'm worried about what will happen if we're apart from each other.
Okay.
But what if Cyborg Eye Guy sees Keanu with you, knows, and then look, you know, the movie that we definitely know because his name is Keanu. When the dog gets killed, it's bad business. What if you go for the turtle?
Yeah, but keep in mind, Keanu is not a dog and has a shell.
He has his own armor.
So I
Come
feel like
on. He's the safest of all of us right now.
I think that he'll be okay.
Keanu.
And genuinely, I don't know what will happen if we're separated.
It's beautiful.
Oh, May hears like and sees that Paris is like so like worried about Keanu. She'll go up to her and kind of just grab her hand and draw a turtle on her hand. Just so you don't feel too scared. I mean, you might lose him, right? So, but
Thank
he'll always
you.
be with you.
Thank you for letting me know.
I just look at May and nod my head like all I was trying to say without saying it. Appreciate it. Like, love you right now. Big hearts.
Don't be sad.
I mean, okay. No, I feel like I don't know. I don't know. What do I do? Tell me what to do. Ray, don't
We're
do what
already
to
carrying a body. Carrying a turtle would also be very difficult. How far away?
Unless the turtle can hold the body, then he'll be helping.
We did.
Keanu, like bloop. Just
Yeah, I was
watching
like,
all of
what?
you.
Look at his face. We have to take him.
With his like big underbite. Like, don't they have like that big like?
He's so.
turtle?
We have to take him. Come on, look at him.
I mean, if we're carrying a head with us, bringing a prize turtle seems
How big is the
higher up the scale than just a decapitated head,
big?
you know?
Oh
It's like
God!
300 pounds. It's
Yeah,
a big ass
extremely
turtle.
big.
Yeah. Yeah. Who does anybody have like education or like biology?
counting.
Oh, I have to have
Fully not.
science, I think.
Yeah. Anybody have a science, biology, or education or anything like this?
I have
I should go to
education.
animal handling this knowing.
Yeah,
I have
also should've
anatomy.
done- Yeah, I really should have done animal handling,
Not
but I
me.
put it all in accounting and business.
Oh, I forgot that you know all this accounting and business. It's so good. It's so good.
This entire time we've been feeding him the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
You don't even know the
He can
technique.
eat it.
He's actually dying already.
All right, hold on. Somebody somewhere gave you a care and feeding guide to like sea turtle. Okay, so like if it's your pet, look, if you have a pet, you know how to take care. You might not know the biology of everything, but you know how to take care of your pet, right? And you do know the turtles do scavenge and they do eat like meat, and they do take care of bones.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And Keanu might be kind of hungry for some meat by this point.
giving up lettuce. I think
He's like,
Do we need to dispose
Okay,
of
do
the
we-
head or body?
Do we let this lady die so that Keanu can eat?
you're gonna eat the head at
Lady.
least.
I thought we were just gonna put the head in there.
No, I'm keeping the head.
Head.
I need the head. The head is vital to me.
that was so
good.
good, Skid. Oh my god.
I just
You
like
were
say
gonna
we
live, but
started
we have
when
a
we're like
hungry
deciding.
I
Like,
rolled
turtles
so
alive,
well in that
and we
paramedic
resorted
check, but,
to.
now I have to make a really hard decision.
I think I know why Paris wants to
I
keep
like it.
Yeah.
Keanu around.
He's useful. And he's a good boy.
Yeah.
And he
You've done this before.
and he can be used for cover. No.
I'm not gonna say I haven't done it before.
Shield.
How do you think I got all these blazers?
Wait, oh my god. The tooth fairy lore gets deeper. That's how they get rid of the teeth afterwards.
Oh my god.
We take the teeth, give the bodies to the turtle, and no one knows.
And then you feed the teeth to the turtle to get rid of the teeth, so you don't have to worry about her repeating teeth.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
We need to
Lordy.
focus up here.
What are we doing? What are we doing with? Are we bringing a turtle and a body and a head, or just a turtle, or just?
We're bringing
Well,
all
just
three
looking-
right now, I
Well,
think.
Yeah,
all
I
three
think
are
we
happening right
decided
now.
we're
We're
at least
walking.
taking Keanu, so I'm just gonna go ahead and like start pushing him out the door.
You are.
You are taking Keanu. I do
Yeah.
like how
Good luck.
I
with the
agree
three.
with May.
Yeah,
You are
no one else.
responsible for Keanu and Keanu's well-being.
And Keanu is responsible for your heart.
Yeah,
Aw.
yes, he is.
Her book.
And yeah. We also now, Keanu's been used for cover as well as just body disposal. It's crazy.
I mean, it takes a minute, right, y'all? Like it's not like it's not like you have a barn full of pigs, right? They'll just go through a person.
Yeah. I was
That's why you
thinking
can feed
too.
the teeth, but that's about it. Like,
No, we got to use the teeth to bribe the.
Oh my god.
When we
Oh,
do
but
get
after
to the
she puts
safe
them under
house,
the pillow and you guys take it, then
Then we
so
gotta,
it's not just like a continuous amount of teeth, or you
Yeah.
know, like a.
Yeah.
as a side note, when we do get to the safe house and Skip is setting up, I do give Skip the teeth that I pulled, that I picked up, just as a note. I make sure Skip gets their teeth.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think like no questions asked. I just help like get Keanu into the wagon and push from behind while Paris is pulling it, and we'll just follow.
So it's like everybody. I guess I'll carry you have who has the head, who has the cryo bag, and you two are clearly.
I
maintaining
technically
it.
have the head too. It's in the bag on my shoulder. And I'm pushing the cart.
Sweet.
So I'm hoping I can carry the body bag, but if
What's
I'll
your-
carry it for you if you need
cryo
to.
bag,
What's your body, Skip?
it is 6, so maybe not.
I mean, you could do it with effort, right?
Mhm.
I mean, like you as a medic know how to like medic carry somebody out of a problem, right?
Yeah.
But it would strain you after a while. You'd
Okay.
eventually be rolling endurance
I
or
have-
whatever.
Is there two handles on? Like,
Oh.
is it a bag, like an actual bag with like
Yeah,
two
the
handles?
the
to be,
cryo
like-
bag, exactly. The cryo bag is intended for you to be able to load somebody in, stabilize, get them secured, and then you've got straps that you can carry with your hands or put on your back, right? And that's how you would move one of these on your own. Is you'd put the whole thing as a backpack with them just like over you. Well, I guess their arms aren't in there, but they're just like dangling over you kind of thing. And that's how you would use this cryo bag as like a field transportation thing.
Okay.
Can I suggest not to carry it as a backpack because that's kind of sus, and instead we can just hold it like maybe it's paint gear or whatever if anyone stops us or whatever, or like medic gear. Or...
You could put like paint stuff on top of it, so if anyone opens it.
Yeah.
And
It
hopefully,
seems like
Well,
pretty fun.
okay.
thank you bag isn't like clearly in the defined shape of a head.
It
I mean,
fully
it's
is.
a
You can
bundle-
see
it's
the nose and everything.
I mean, it's a bundle inside of a blazer as well, and the blazer is
That's
like
true,
a
that's
hang around
true.
bag. I think we're good on the head. How we want to carry, I agree with our rocker boy that we can put some painting supplies on top of it, like make it look like. And who are the two people carrying it? Do we have the med tech and the rocker boy carrying it? Do we have who? Okay.
Yep. Okay.
I will. I guess I'll take point then and take the instructions of our fixer to get to the safe house.
Awesome. So you all get towards one of your exits of the of the place, and the community has been patient this whole time, but they are happy to see you all take this problem away, right?
Mhm.
Like everybody's chill, right? Nobody's upset, but they're like, "Oh, sweet, good, that's going away. That's really nice."
It's like, we got it.
Yeah.
Push the ground.
Yep. And you guys get to the exit, and you hear some voices on the other side, peeping the door. Nev, we're gonna end it here, but Nev, you look down the hallway and you see two of the lighthouse gang of the wikis. They're like at the end of the hall, and one of them is talking like talking on their phone, and it's like, where? And they're both kind of like looking around like looking for something
Mhm.
down this hallway, and they're generally walking towards you all.
Cool.
And we'll end it here, as you all now have a head, a body bag, a giant turtle in a water tank, and the 6 of you with new gear. And we'll get to see how quickly you can get those tools to bear when we come back next week.
Don't be suspicious. Don't
Don't
be
be
suspicious.
suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.